Yep. I'm gonna.
Everyone's here.
Yeah, I am. I'm just saying I didn't. Launch it previously. Just want to go out on the stream and get set up here. Test to make sure that everything is working as expected. Let's check. Audio check. Audio check. Yeah. All right. So that works. Now I can go.
I'll be right back. I gotta feed my dogs and I'll be on.
All right, man. We're going to be launching in like 1 minute. I'm actually going to do it different this time. I am going to launch it on time instead of trying to launch it 2 minutes ahead of time, and match it up with the music. So screw it. So, hey, we got a couple of new followers, looks like. Had one 3 days ago I didn't even know about. Look at these. I like it. Oy, we're live though. Sort of. Kind of, sort of. Is everybody here? Like, who are we missing? Holy crap.
I'm here, and that's what's important.
I was going to say, even Monkey's here, man. What is the world coming to?
We've got a full party.
I know.
No.
Shit. Now I'm going to have
to can't play without a healer.
I'm going to have to be on point tonight, man. I got everybody here.
Dang. Oh, well, we're missing one person.
Who
are we missing?
We're missing Katie.
Oh yeah, Kaylee. Yeah, need to get Kaylee in. That was a surprise. That was kind of cool. All right, guys, here we go. Get ready to launch this bad boy.
Huh? Who are we missing?
You wouldn't know her.
Yeah.
Long story.
Yeah.
Oh, we had a new player or something. I didn't know. What is a hit die for a cleric?
Die
8-sided?
Yeah.
Oh, if you didn't already level your character, it's way too late. You have to wait till next level.
Well, I've leveled my character. I don't know why it's not. Well, I don't know why I've leveled.
Guess we'll find out.
Level again?
I don't know.
No, I have not leveled anybody. Let's just stop right there. We are not leveled. Hello, everybody. Welcome to tonight's episode of Agora Quest, our Heroes of Kreistrich 5th edition game. We are back. Welcome back, everybody. I appreciate those of you that came in early or those of you that are just now straggling in. Grab yourself a chair, get your favorite beverage of choice, pop a snack, or vice versa. Grab your snack of choice and pop your favorite beverage, whichever that may be. Just grab yourself a seat, kick back, put your feet up, and enjoy tonight's shit show. Because sure enough, having been gone for 3 weeks now, hopefully I can get back into the swing of this and figure out how things still work. My Stream Deck buttons are working to flip back and forth between scenes, but it's not letting me see who's out there on Twitch or any of the other good stuff. So can't do shout outs, can't do raids, can't do anything else, but at least I can flip back and forth in OBS. It's irritating, man. I don't know what's up with this deck. It's like 1 minute it's working great, and then all of a sudden one session it's just goes kaput. And I'm not about to reboot. Just as a quick heads up, normally you know that about 9:30 every session is when we have our break time. Tonight, though, I have my alarm set at 9 o'clock. So we are going to have to take our break a little bit early tonight. I do have a task that I have to perform for work. Because like a good little soldier, I volunteered to be the guy to push the button that says go at 9 o'clock. So probably
Push that button.
Yeah. So probably about 5 till about 8:55, give or take, tonight is when we're going to take our break. So we're only going to be gaming for about an hour. Well, yeah, about an hour and a half before we have to take our break. Like I said, it'll be a little early. Not going to stop the stream early or anything like that. Just tonight's break is going to be a little early. So plan accordingly. If you're normally used to doing it at 9:30, it's going to be roughly about 9 o'clock tonight. So that being said, if you are new here, welcome. I do see that we had a new follow. I'm not sure where we picked that individual up from. I posted in the requisite gaming chats that we were going live. Also put it out on Twitter. So wherever GNA Live came from, not sure who that person or persons may be, but we definitely appreciate the follow. So like I said, if you're new here, welcome. Your old hands, hey man, welcome back. We were gone for give or take about 3 weeks, as you know. I took a little hiatus to go to Hawaii for 10 days with my wife, and man, you guys are lucky I came back, or I should say I'm lucky to be back amongst you all, because man, that was such a good time. I was just telling Praviskro that had a nice resort on the beach, had nice weather, did some nice hiking to the top of a mountain. I don't recommend it when you're old, fat, and out of shape, but we still did it. And most importantly, we went on a submarine that was able to come back up. So I think that was bonus. Adam had the same reaction. It's like, oh man, so is that too soon? And like we were talking about, you know what? You pay $250,000 to get on a device that has been shown to have mechanical problems every time it went down. Out of the 6 attempts they tried to get to every year or whatever that they tried to get to the Titanic, they managed to successfully do it once. It's not a good track record, so I don't think you could have paid me enough
Was this
money.
the one that made it? Or no, it's another one, right?
No, the same one that did not make it, the Odyssey that where those guys tragically passed away. Apparently it had been down there before, right? It's not like it was their first trip. But there was a guy that was...
Maintenance and safety is an unnecessary expense after a certain point.
Yeah, up to a certain point. It only comes... Yeah, I read that. I can't believe he actually said that. So I'm holding that with a grain of salt. If he really said that, I want to see it on video or wherever it was, because that is just absolute garbage. I don't want to get into any of that stuff or whatever, but I'm just saying that there was a guy doing a documentary on this group that created these subs to go down there, and he canceled doing the documentary when they saw the mechanical problems they were having with the sub. And he's like, I am not putting my guys at risk to go down there with this, not even coming close. And that should be like bells going off, man. But anyway, that being said, great time in Hawaii. Really, really, really great time. We were considering buying a 1-bedroom, 1-bathroom shack out in the middle of the woods somewhere for $720,000, but my wife didn't agree to it. So she said she wants something closer to the beach. So once I can scrape up about the minimum of $10 million for a beach home, I'm going to Hawaii. But if you've been here before, you know the drill. If you have enough tokens to trade in, I encourage you to get your Nat 1s or your Nat 20s into the group early, because they're going to need them. Hopefully tonight we'll get into to some good, energetic, and robust ass kicking or whatever that, or getting asses kicked, as the case may be. But
How
like
were
I
those
said,
20s used on Monday? I was too busy being a pirate to pay attention.
they actually never use them. They're carrying over to next stream.
What about you? You used your natural one?
We didn't use any of them, right? So they
okay.
never really got into much combat or anything. So it was
I
a
see how it
good
is.
deal. Yeah, hey man, but I allowed them to carry it over. I allowed them
Yes,
to carry
yes,
it
yes.
over. So if you haven't followed, and thanks for that lead in. As you know, this is our 5th edition game. We also are here every Monday night at 7:30 for our 1st edition game. That party is currently just in they're probably about like 1/10 of the way through level 1 of the Barrier Peaks. If you've never seen the Expedition to Barrier Peaks adventure, I encourage you to check that stream out. If you like a little laser blasting sci-fi in and amongst your fantasy realm, I encourage you to check that out because they are in the middle of that. So that's every Monday. And of course, our 5th edition game, this game is every other Friday. This is, of course, our stream week, so we'll be off next week and back on track after that. But as you know, as you watch the stream, you do earn those tokens, and you can trade those tokens in to give anybody in the party a Nat 1 or a Nat 20. Just trade those tokens in, let us know who it's for, and we will make the magic happen. For every 200 bits cheered, if you want to help support the stream and help support your players, for every 200 bits you cheer, you can grant advantage to a player or your humble DM. Now, the Nat 1s and Nat 20s, because they're free tokens that you just get just by interacting and watching the streams, they do not carry over stream to stream. That's why I encourage you to get them in early so that the party has the entire stream that they can use them. However, if you're going to be spending your hard-earned coin to the tune of 200 bits, we do allow those to carry over from stream to stream. And as we speak, Desmond, you currently have 1 advantage. Nilo has 2. Paviskro has 3. Ragnar has 2. Tarikas has 3. And your humble DM has 50. I mean, none. Sorry. I mean, I was deleting that. It said 50, but yeah, your DM has none. Hint, hint, folks. So yeah, if you want to help your lowly, poor, broke DM out, I encourage you to please drop some of those bits in there and help a brother out. Anyway, if you haven't followed us, please do so. Just click that button. You know what to do. Turn on notifications so you know whenever we go live. You can also do ! Social or socials, whichever one of those, social or socials. I can never remember if it's plural or something. It should be plural. But if you hit that ! Socials, it'll let you know all of our different social media. You can check us on Discord, Twitter. We don't have a Facebook, but we do have a YouTube. So if you happen to have to cut out in the middle of the stream, or if you've missed part of the stream, you want to catch up what we're doing either on Mondays or Fridays, you can go out to our YouTube channel and check all that stuff out. And last but not least, if you really want to feel generous, subscriptions are always appreciated. Just a one-time subscription, every little bit helps. Every penny that you guys help support us with goes right back into the stream in some way, shape, or form, whether it's content, hosting services, whatever the case may be. I know Paviskro, he has a litany list of magic components that I have to continually supply him with. So I encourage you guys to help support stream in that way. Last but not least, if you like Greyhawk stuff, that's us. We are a Greyhawk stream. Both of these campaigns are set within the world of Greyhawk. This campaign in particular is in Perrinland. The first edition campaign, they kind of bounce around. Like I said, they're currently in the Barrier Peaks, but they kind of bounce around in that one. That's more of a, we call it 1E1 shots. It's more of a one adventure at a time, right? It's not really the whole in between or whatever the case may be. But anyway, if you like Greyhawk stuff, check out the Greyhawk Creatives team page. It's right here on Twitch, just twitch.tv/team/Greyhawk Creatives, plural. Check them out. There's like 15, 20 other content providers here that we've identified that are Greyhawk providers. And a lot of good stuff, man. Not just games like this or role-playing type stuff, but it's mapping, it's art stuff. It is gaming. It's talks with like industry insiders and leaders. Excuse me. So I highly encourage you guys to go check all that out. And I think currently, if I'm not mistaken, the party should be 7th level. You guys got 7th level just at the
Yes,
completion.
we are 7th level.
Yep. You guys just got 7th level at the end of the last arc, if you will, when you guys managed to rescue Ragnar's aunt from the bandits, and the bandit bad guy got away, unfortunately. But that just gives me someone to have sort of an antagonist throughout the game. So welcome back, everybody. Hope you guys had an enjoyable time off, or actually I hope it was miserable. I hope you missed me so bad that you're never going to miss another session. That's kind of what I was hoping. But I do definitely welcome you guys back. So where were we when we last left off? Let's talk about that. So our party, previous life, were on a hunt to track down Ragnar's aunt and his brother. They found them both, although his brother was found, just his head, they found posted on a pike in the caverns of the bad guys. And so having completed that, they were then, or they were sort of shocked, or at least Ragnar was kind of shocked to discover that his family had history. There is an ancient dwarven clan called the Kund clan that long ago ruled the western Yatil Mountains. So the mountains surrounding Ixag and these very mountains that they now find themselves are the southern tip of that mountain range. Those dwarves were assaulted by Darrow and other denizens of the deep, dark, underdark, and they managed to sort of overthrow the dwarven kingdom. But before they managed to complete the overthrow, the king of the dwarven nation put a curse on the place, and since then, and it sealed it up, and there was all kinds of things went on. But the bottom line is he prevented anybody from entering the inner sanctums of the king and the last vestiges of where this dwarven nation was. And so apparently somehow Ragnar and his family have ties to those who were once rulers of the Kun nation. And even more so, they discovered that his aunt wasn't just looking for new merchant trails. She was actually on the hunt for an ancient lair, the seat of power, if you will, of Igwilv. Igwilv was an ancient archmage who subjugated the entire Paranland region, was eventually thrown off and killed, they say. They say that Igwilv, along with a demon lord, is the mother of our very own Ayuz, the old one, if you will. So he is a demigod demon thingy that sort of started the Great Wars not too long ago, and those Great Wars have since ended, and now this is where our party finds themselves. So the party has been traveling down through the Yatil Mountains, starting up here in the northwest corner, working their way down. They've had various incidents and encounters, including a hermit, where the hermit gave them a little bit of information. They've met a stone giant. They've had rocks fall upon them. So they've hidden, although they hid very well from an elven contingent of soldiers apparently patrolling the mountains. And so they find themselves now following these various trails through the mountains. They have a map, but they're following these various trails in an effort to find this location of Igwilv. And so they went up and saw these stone giants, elected not to mess with the stone giants, came back and backtracked, and now they're working their way along this tertiary trail that sort of runs to the east, southeast. And when last we left, if I am not mistaken, as you guys were sort of standing there, moving along the trail as the sun was casting long shadows over the mountain, there you heard a screeching sound coming from above. And looking up, you saw these giant eagles high above you, one of them swooping straight down toward you. And that was where we left the session. So correct me if I'm wrong, if
Checks out.
that checks out with everybody. So that is where we are going to pick up tonight's session, unless anybody has any questions, comments, concerns, anything they need edification on before we kick into tonight's game. Anybody? Bueller? Monkey, are you still with us?
Yes.
Okay. I just want to make sure.
But yeah, I think we're good.
All right. With that being said, let us move into tonight's episode of Agora Quest. As you look up, you can see, as I said, you see several large, or I should say giant eagles sort of swirling up overhead, one dive bombing right at you. I should say right at Desmond. As you look up, this thing is like 60 feet overhead, and it has got its wings wide, its talons out, screeching like a war cry coming down at you out of the sun, sort of catching you a little bit off guard because the light blinding behind it. But you can easily see it as well as all of its companions sort of circling high overhead. I'll give you a reaction first on what to do.
Sorry, I was talking to myself.
Okay?
I will, when it gets within reach of me,
Okay?
I will draw my sword. When it gets within reach of me, I will attack it.
All right. As it swoops down 60
And
feet,
put my Slayer's Prey on it. Sorry.
40 feet, gets about 20 feet from your head. It swoops back up, heading back up into the sky. Not dive bombing you. Not dive bombing you any longer, but almost as fast as it comes down, it right back up in the air. The wind of its wings as it sort of changes direction, sort of causing your hair to blow back. Your horse raises up just a little bit as you arc your sword back, but it is out of range as it circles high overhead. All 6 of them, as you can see, are sort of circling overhead, giving your horses sort of a nervous kind of a whinny, as they're all circling like vultures high overhead.
What do we know as a group of giant eagles? Are they typically, do they prey on people and horses and that sort of thing?
Go ahead and give me a nature check, please.
Sure. If there's anyone who might know more about me, if they want to make that check instead, I'm open to that.
I will
But
attempt it.
All right,
All right, I got
actually,
a
nature. Okay, nature or survival, whichever is higher.
Cool. My survival is actually 1 point higher, so what if I had 11?
Okay.
oh, I got really low.
All right.
Whatever the 2 of them have is way better than mine. I can potentially offer advantage with my personal knowledge, but nothing more.
What did you want us to
So,
roll?
I told nature or survival, which is ever the.
All right. I will roll if that's okay.
Sure. Ragnar don't know nothing. Nilo don't know nothing.
I don't know much about these flying creatures, but
Try to get my character. Where are you?
Oh my gosh. Every week. Monkey, you should get here early enough that you can open up and get all this stuff out of the way ahead of time.
I had it open, but I shrunk it because you were talking about the eagles.
Got it.
So I opened it off of the target when it was on the world map, and now it went away. Well, I'll just roll. I don't know.
Okay. Yep. I can tell you just from
Oh, I made it.
your nature is a +2 and your survival is a +4. So that would be a 2 plus, or would be a 6. So really, you guys don't know much about these wild beasts, but I will say, Desmond, you do know. Typically, they are not antagonistic. Normally, they're just like any other wild creature going out on a hunt. They're not known to attack people, but one thing you do know is that they say that they are so intelligent they can understand people.
I'll put my sword away, kind of
Okay.
hold it in my hands like in like a gesture of peace, and call
Okay.
out to him. We don't mean to trespass.
As you say that, and it sort of echoes, one of the eagles once again swoops down in your direction, and I'm going to do the same one that I was working on. He sort of lands in the tree branch at the top of this tree, and this whole thing sort of sways down, and he just lets out a screech, and it just echoes, and he takes off into the air again, and you watch as they all sort of circle. I need everybody give me a perception check.
I believe I can talk to the animal.
You can talk to animals?
I think this character can. Is it this character?
Ooh, nice.
No, I'm sorry. It's not this character.
Okay. Anybody else want a perception? Go ahead.
Absolutely.
Ragnar doesn't see anything because it's like more than 10 feet away, just so you know.
No, I don't. I just roll to have fun.
Yeah, it's all good.
No. Here's what happens. Ragnar dabs Nilo and points at the direction he hears. Like, here's something suspicious.
As he swings and whacks Nilo in the back of the head. Get a little payback for Nilo killing you, huh? All right.
Once is enough.
I didn't kill him.
She went out of her way to do it too. She jumped off a cliff.
That being said, as you guys sort of look, you see the eagles sort of disappear slightly and then come back into view, and it looks like they're circling, and you notice that a pair of them land, and you're not 100% sure, but Nilo, you definitely can see at least one nest nestled high on a ledge, way up on a high peak, probably several hundred feet up.
This is literally where they are nesting.
We should keep moving then.
Yeah, I'm gonna point the nest out.
Okay. And as you guys continue to move along, a pair of nests, in addition to another pair comes into view when you hit a different angle as you're moving along the trail looking up. So you can see there are actually 3 nests with a total of 6 giant eagles. And these nests look every bit as big as each one of those eagles combined. So
are any of these on the ground?
No, they're all high up on the peaks in a ledge somewhere.
Gotcha.
They look like huge. Just think of the same nests that you see along I-4 or any other highway, right?
Yeah,
like these big, huge nests sitting up, stuck into the rocks and stuff like that. But you can definitely tell that there are nests up in that direction.
An effort will be made to go and kind of go slightly away as we go start to pass through. I make an effort to visibly move slightly away, kind of like you lean over to the side when a car goes by you if you're riding passenger. Sometimes something sort of like that. Like it looks quite obvious we are trying to go around them.
Okay.
As best we can.
Okay. As you guys move back along the trail, you manage to get another couple of miles down the road, probably another 3 miles or so past where the eagles are before the sun has set far enough down where you're going to have to take a break or camp for dinner, because it is sundown unless you want to continue to move at night. It's up to you guys to make camp or to force yourselves to continue on. What do we want to do? Rest for the night or continue on?
We still in their territory?
Well, you're about three or 4 miles down the road, so you're not really sure what the territory, quote unquote, would be. But you don't see any signs of them following you or anything like that. That's for sure.
Okay, I think
It's a good
this should be
place as any.
safe.
It's a good place as any to make a camp.
Yeah,
Do you want me to put the dome up? I'll put
I
the dome
think
up.
a dome will be a good
I'm going
idea.
to make
Yeah.
a dome. All right.
All right. As you guys make camp. Now correct me, this is just protective, right? This isn't the one that feeds or anything like that, right? Because You
No,
guys-
I do not have means to feed us.
all right, so everybody needs to
I
take.
have good berry.
He does have good berry.
He does have good berry. Okay.
Another day of another.
Good berries.
Yeah.
These things are getting to be a little bit old, man. Can't we just have a good old-fashioned steak?
Sprinkle some salt on the good berries.
It's going to come to be hell when we get back into the city and we start eating real food. You see, I haven't gone to the bathroom in like 4 days. This is kind of a problem, I think.
Causing blockage. I like it.
There's just
All right.
nothing. No, there's nothing that blocked. It's the problem. There's nothing inside my stomach.
So I was about to ask, it's either there's no blockage or it's a high fiber. It's a
I have no problem as
You guys are
Drake
losing.
fixes
Just
his
enough
kilt
All right. That's
and shakes his
gross.
leg.
That's
Be
kind of
sure
gross.
to use the bathroom.
All right. So you camp for this evening, and everybody give themselves a long rest, please.
Wonderful. Yeah. By the way, I don't want to take too much time from it. I did write up a standard procedure for camping, like last session.
Okay.
If it comes up and we are ambushed in the night, we can reference that if you like.
Okay, that's fine. All right, so go ahead, and as you guys wake in the morning, you see that the sky has become overcast. Although it is warm in the upper 60s, low 70s, it is overcast and looks like it might rain today. However, at least in the morning when you wake up, the weather is fairly forgiving. So as we move along, once again, I believe that we said, I forgot, what did we say mileage wise? It was a day. Let me see. Let me go back to my notes and see if I remembered to document that. Probably not. I think it was, I know going through the mountains, as you're leading them through, I think Desmond, you're in your favored territory, so you can get, excuse me. I think we said, I know you could get the party through on normal. Was that correct? Correct me
That
if I'm...
sounds right to me.
Well, I'm just, when you do tracking through, like, you can move through your favored terrain without hindrance, right? Like, you can go through
Yes.
with as difficult terrain, because this is considered difficult terrain for everybody except
Mhm.
Desmond.
Traveling
I
an
think-
hour or more in your chosen terrain, difficult terrain, does not slow the group's travel, and they cannot
Yeah.
become lost except by magical means.
Yeah, it's
Right.
the whole group.
Yep. Okay. So normal movement through the mountains, though it wasn't a full 24. Somebody find, and again, I didn't put it in my notes. I looked it up and I just wanted to confirm, but I never put it in my notes, unfortunately, because I am a slacker like that. Pretty sure it was like 24 miles a day. That's what the normal horse movement is. I can't
Something like that.
remember. I can't remember if we did 24, because it is in mountains if it's considered 24 as well, because these aren't like main roads or anything like that. They're more like trails. So somebody wants to research that for me, but I'm going to assume that we can go.
At a normal speed, it is expected that you move 24 miles in a day. This does not allow you to use stealth, but it doesn't have any other penalties.
Even in mountains and stuff like that?
That is the normal travel pace.
Right.
Since we're not hindered by mountains, we move at the normal travel pace because of Desmond.
Right. And what I'm saying is, though, is I didn't know if there was like different movement for like trails or anything like that. See what I mean?
So my understanding is in 5th edition that if you have different stuff like there's basically just difficult terrain,
Okay.
which is what it would be. But since
Okay.
we're not affected by that, we just move at a normal travel pace.
Right. I was just trying to think how many. So 1.
Yeah.
I'm just 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what it was because the first day. Okay. All right. So that being said, as you guys move down the trail for the day, I am going to need, once again, I am going to need 3 perception checks as you guys move along the trail.
From the group or from everyone?
I think before we were just doing Desmond, or is either Desmond or Tarikas. One of the two was doing perception because he's the guide, right?
Yep.
So
That makes sense.
need a total of 3 of them.
Oh, I'm
Desmond,
sorry.
you're fine.
2 and 3.
All right. As you move your way down the trail, Desmond sort of picks his way through various rocks that have fallen, not like full rock slides or avalanches like you guys got caught in before, but periodically there are like small little rock falls that he has to maneuver his way through. Halfway through the day, you're coming around a corner, following this stream that sort of almost mimics the trail you're on because it sort of cuts through the mountains, right? And as you guys are moving, Desmond sort of tells everybody to pull up. As spotted ahead, you see these 3 massive cave bears sort of munching on whatever it is that they're munching on, but it doesn't look like much. Where is it? What? Oh, that's why. As you guys arrive, you hear a roar as one of them spots you. You hear another roar as another pair come moving out of a nearby cave, spotting the party. Let's go into our first night, or the first combat of the night. Boom, boom, boom. All right. I am going to, everybody roll initiative. I am going to roll for our remove.
Oh,
Oh, nice. Now, I don't know if it fixed it yet or not to add on to your bonus for you or not, Revisco, so.
I don't see the initiative tracker, but I'm just going to press the button and hope it works.
Yeah, the initiative tracker isn't showing up top. I think I disabled it because it was causing issues.
yeah, I had to disable that whole entire set of stuff.
Yep.
So where is it on our sheets right now? I was looking for the long rest thing. I didn't have to.
Okay,
because,
they're underneath the name, right next to hit points and hit dice. You get your long rest and short rest are next to hit dice, and your initiative is the word next to your movement speed.
Okay, I see it.
The actual initiative tracker is next to your chat box at the top. On the top tabs, look for the cross swords.
Okay.
Yeah, and for the record, Sean, I do have the bonus applied. It lets me add a situational bonus.
Okay,
So I just
cool.
add D8 every time.
Okay, perfect. Awesome. All right, Nilo, you are up. As you see, 3 rather large cave bears. And they are moving at you guys like they're woof, 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 like they don't look like the eagle
you're
that's
coming.
going to swoop away.
So she is going to draw her bow.
Okay.
And she's going to target the. How far away is that?
Hang on a second, I'll tell you. You got it. Never mind.
6'5". Okay.
As a heads up, Sean, my initiative should be 10.14. I don't know why I have a +10 on this, but I have a +6 on D&D Beyond.
10.
Yeah. So I have a slightly low, just like 4 less.
Do you have a
9 miss.
does that thing that add your initiative, does that add on based on your proficiency bonus or?
So I'm supposed to get my dex and my dex and my int. And then there was an additional +4 on here for reasons I'm not sure of.
Yes, that firebolt missed.
Maybe
And
it's
then she
because
fires
you
her bow.
Text me.
Oh, fuck. Okay.
Hey, that hits.
As if I use a cantrip, I can use a bonus action to fire a single weapon. It doesn't specify melee or range.
That is correct.
Okay.
And longbow is not like a crossbow. I can just fire it.
Right. Okay. Is that it?
Yeah, that's it.
All right. You guys watched as Nilo whips out in this magical bolt of energy, blasts in, catching the just in front of the bear. Just a little, the uneven terrain kind of throws off her aim, but she retargets immediately, drawing her bow, launching an arrow, catching it right in the shoulder with a roar of pain and unhappiness. It continues to charge on. Ragnar Stormhelm, you're up. You can't see, but you hear everybody letting you know that there are 3 large bears charging down upon the party.
Well, I can't go very far, especially since I have short, stubby legs.
Okay?
Don't you have a horse?
Yeah, you guys are on a horse. Yeah, everybody's on a horse.
I'm on a horse.
I get off my horse because I don't want the bears to maul my horse.
Okay?
I'm gonna move up here next to my. I was about to say Milo, but that's the wrong person.
I am not a Milo. Though you
Oh,
might not know the Milo I'm talking about.
Okay.
Come on, Nancy. So I'm just gonna sit here. Can I ready an action just to swing if they
Yes.
come close?
Absolutely.
That's what I'm gonna do.
Okay. All right. Desmond, you're up. Holding action, actually, I think we call it nowadays, right? Is that what it is?
Yeah, it's something like that.
Held
Delayed
actions.
action,
Yeah.
held action, whatever.
Since-
It all
since
gets the
we're-
same thing done.
Ready to action.
Thank you.
Since we're all in a row here, and we're all melee fighters, or can be, I'm going to stay right here instead of sticking my neck out. Draw my sword and put Slayer's Prey on the closest one and ready in action to attack as soon as something comes within reach.
Okay. So Slayer's Prey on whichever one is closest right now, or
Yes.
okay. So that would be this one right there. Okay.
Yep.
All right.
Right bear.
Havisgrow.
Oh boy. Alright, so first of all, God, we're going to have to talk about the naming convention here because that is not the correct pronunciation. But anyway, I'm going to cast
Time out. Time out.
Oh, what's
Just
up?
so did you hear that, Adam?
No.
The
What's up?
thunder.
Oh yeah, I hear it in my background.
So
yeah.
just let everybody know, on my first edition game, this damn storm came through and I lost power like 3 times. So if I go away, you guys know what happened. I got you guys on. I got my phone here so I can get you on Discord. Just so you're aware, if all of a sudden I drop and go away, you know what happened. Anyway,
Okay.
Go ahead. You were doing what now, Kreistrich?
I'm going to cast Web. Right there.
Nice.
Yes, I'd like to think so.
All right. So one of the K-Bears succeeded, but it doesn't tell me which one succeeded. I don't know if it automatically... it doesn't... I don't know which one succeeded. It automatically
'Cause they all
rolled
have the
for
same
them.
name.
It's probably the one outside the web.
Well, it's in the web.
No, they're all in the web, right? So I'm gonna say that the one that succeeded is this one at the very front, and the other 2 behind him have failed. So
Sure.
let me. I am just going to. Is there a web on this? Oh, there they are. They are. He is. For right now, they are temporarily restrained. All right. So that is the correct definition of that they are considered restrained or whatever the case may be.
Yep, that is true.
All right, cool. All right, I'm learning this game eventually.
Except the one on the left.
Except the one on the left, correct. All right, so he is. Choose what Vervisco Nos will do with this template. I am just going to not worry about that. All right, so which bear am I? That one. God darn it, I have to do this. Okay, that's what I thought. All right, so he has to make a strength check in order to get out of it.
Yes.
And that's just an ability check.
Yep, it takes an action.
He gets
he
a
escapes.
17. So he escapes. He can move half his movement, right?
Effectively, every 5 foot while he's inside the web is 10 feet. Yeah.
All right. So
it'll take 20 feet to get fully out if you just go straight north.
So I don't know if does anybody see this? Have you noticed? Oh, it didn't show that. Doesn't. Oh, let me open it up on here. Just so. Why? It's not letting me open it. So you can't see it, unfortunately. It won't let me open the bear's character sheet on the stream. But when I put him as restrained, the game automatically put his movement to 0.
Oh, nice.
That's kind of cool. All right, so he's no longer restrained.
Oh, we're moving this one down here. Got it.
Yeah, so he's the one that I just rolled and succeeded. And so his movement's normally 40, so he can move 20.
Well, right. It takes 10. It depends. If he's going straight through the web, yes. If he's just moving to the side, it'll take 10 feet, and then he can go around.
No, he's charging you guys.
Okay.
So 5, 10, 15, 20. So technically he is
25.
Technically I did 25, but I just wanted to move him on the other side of the web. So
hey, he's just dashing.
Yeah, that's what it was. So that's what I should have done. But okay, Tarikas, you're up.
Oh, wait, he uses action. Yeah.
Yep. Tarikas, you're up.
You said we are on horses?
You guys are on horses.
Well, how far do horses go?
Like 60
horses,
feet, I think.
Yep. A normal riding horse has a 60-foot normal movement, I believe it is.
Okay.
If your plan is to leave Tarikas, I'm fine with that. It's just, I just slowed them down. We can just go.
1, 2, 3, 4,
Don't talk with your
5,
mouth full.
6, 7, 8, and what's that? 80, 40?
That's 40.
And I'm going to. Which one's out? That one right there? Okay, I'm going to hit him.
Both of them. Both of them are out. Both of them next to each other are out.
Okay, I'm going to attack him and go back, you bears. I'm going to kill it, or I'm going to attack it.
Okay.
Do it.
I think I have it targeted. Yeah, there we go.
Any day now.
Any day now. Love will find a way.
As you hit. Nice. As you do 2d8 necrotic as the bear failed his saving throw, suffering 7 necrotic damage. Wait a second. Why?
Should be 11. 7's when he's damaged.
Oh, it actually did 2. It did it twice. That's why, because it took out a total of 18.
Oh, I don't know.
I don't know.
The smaller attack is when you hit it with no damage. It has no damage, and the second one, the 12 side, is when it has big damage. So
yeah, I don't know why it did that, but it did it twice. It rolled the attack twice, and so.
Oh, I thought I was gonna say he does 2 dice of damage at this point because he's past level 5.
Yeah, he did 2d8, right? But then it rolled it again and did 2d12, and he got 7. So he did a total of 8.
The other one, the 12 is for when they're injured, though. It's rolling them both.
I know. That's what I'm saying. That's what I don't know why it rolled it twice. But bottom line is, you did 11 hit points of damage with your Toll the Dead, and it failed its save, so it has been wounded now. All right.
Yeah. All right. And then I move back 5, 10, 15, 20.
Okay. All right. The second bear.
What are the chances of subduing one and making it our friend?
So to be clear, moving out of that web it's like difficult terrain, right?
I was under the impression that he wasn't caught up in it. He was never caught. He made his save.
Yeah, but he's not restrained, but the area is still difficult terrain. That entire 20-foot cube is difficult terrain.
Right,
so he can get to us. He just has to dash.
All right, so he can only go. So this is considered 20 feet right there. That's fine. I'll play it fair. And you know what? No, he is going to dash because he's pissed off. But he's going to dash to get there. Yep. All right. So that being said, Tarikas, you and Desmond both get your ready to action.
I think it was Desmond and Ragnar.
Yeah, I didn't have a ready action.
Yeah, I know. I knew that. I'm looking at you up there, and then all of a sudden I said you instead of.
You see, if I'm awake, I know.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Are you awake?
All right, you hit.
Hammer time. Hey Sean, just to point out, I'm using my my new feat, heavy weapon master. So I'm taking a -5 to hit to do a plus.
Oh
10
boy!
damage.
Wait, you're doing a what?
I'm taking a -5 to hit to do a plus 10 to damage.
Okay.
I think I have to call it now because I don't know how we're.
Yeah, you have to say it before you do it.
All right.
Does a 17 hit?
Yep, a 17 hits.
Wait, not 17. It would be a 12. Does a 12 hit?
12 does hit.
Wow.
Very nice.
I didn't let me damage. I'll just roll it real quick.
Looks like it was 9 slashing plus 10 would be 19 damage, right?
Yeah, I don't know why it didn't take it off. All right, so first of all,
Yeah, I rolled that 3d6. I gotta fix this somehow.
All right, so your damage should have been what? Was it the 19 correct on yours?
Oh, sorry, those were 2 different rolls. My bad.
Yeah.
Should have been 9.
All right, should have been 9. So let me do that first off of his. All right, and then Ragnar, you hit for 20. Nice. As both of you catch the bear just as he comes up. Boom, boom! Stopping him in his tracks, stunning him for a second as he shakes his head, but he's still alive and kicking.
I did take a sledgehammer to his groin, so it
You
should
did.
be good.
All right. As this cave bear is going to do his... Uh, 19 as he makes his saving throw as well. As he moves. Let's go. 5. That's 20. All right, so that's his... Oops. This is as far as he can get on his normal movement. 5, 10, 15... 20. This is how far he gets with his dash. All of the bears have been cleared of their web right now. Okay.
Yeah, well,
I need to
slow them down.
Oh yeah.
Then they make a spell called the walking web so the web can walk.
All right, back to the top of the order.
Things
Back
are
to the top of the
alive.
order. Nilo.
Okay, my little dragon is going to give me advantage.
All right. As your dragon flies by and the bear's like biting at it.
I'm going to let my bow drop into my pommel here and draw my sword.
Okay.
Sorry, I got apparent. The person might use a spell.
All right, you got booming blade on it right now. Now you have to roll to attack. You can see the booming blade on it too. It's kind of cool. Misses the cave bear.
That was at an advantage. Hold on.
12 hits. 9 as you take out the bear. It hits. The bear goes to move, and then boom, the booming blade goes off, crushing its skull from the top. Boom, dropping it dead at your feet.
Gross.
I like it.
Okay. Seeing as I letting the bow drop on my pommel. Did that count as my move action?
No.
Okay.
No.
Time to go.
Gonna back up. No likey bears. Okay.
Oh, my horse doesn't like getting hit by a bear, and my horse is gonna be the first thing that gets hit by the bear.
All right, Ragnar. You see coming into view this rat. Well, first of all, you saw the one drop, and as it dropped, you see another one right behind it coming into view.
Ragnar is going to. His mouth's already vile. He steps up on the bear to move because it's in the way.
Okay.
And he'll walk across the bear's back, so he's eye level with this big bastard. And then he's gonna slam his hammer into its skull using a reckless attack.
Okay.
Taking a -5 again. Let's see how the odds are doing. It's a crit.
Nice.
It's a mid-max crit too. Because rolled a 1 and a 20. So that damage, does this add my rage modifier? It is not currently. Oh, it must add. I need to add that. That's +2, that's 21 plus 10. So that's 31 damage.
Nice. Slamming on it, knocking the bear down as it struggles to get back up, but you see that it is still alive and kicking. Desmond.
All right. This time, I'm gonna go stand beside my comrade at arms here,
Okay.
and I'm going to attack this creature twice. But first, I'm going to use my bonus action to put a Slayer's Prey on it.
Okay.
Sorry, too long a break. Now I'm
It's all good, man.
having trouble making stuff work.
It's all good. Hits.
Damage. Normal.
9 hit points of damage. Nice.
Then I'm going to do my second attack.
Okay.
Ooh.
Doesn't look like you targeted it. I
Ah,
think that's why it didn't take the damage off. The second attack misses, though.
yep. Sorry about that.
Oh, that's fine. Second attack does miss.
Okay.
Is it for you?
That is all I've got.
All right. Oh, why did that happen? Somehow, that bear, my apologies, somehow he got mixed out of the, he got somehow taken out of the combat. So, my apologies, I just put him back in. But, he will go after Proviskro.
I am just gonna magic missile this bear right here.
Okay. But you can't do it. Apparently you can.
I think that just did it once.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Oh well, killed it.
He only had a couple hit points left, so yeah. All right. Anything left for you, movement or anything?
Yep.
All
That's
right.
it.
I don't know if you want to or not, but you can drop the concentration because the web is no
Oh,
longer.
you're right.
I know.
I don't know how to. Oh, there it is. Okay.
As the bear comes moving up, bringing a sweeping claw down on top of Desmond. And of course he doesn't. Whiffs as he brings the bite down behind it. And welcome back, DM. This is why no one ever gives a DM dice, because he can never use them. So all right. As we are Tarikas, you are up. As you see the lone cave bear trying to maul your companions.
Okay. Well, he'll maul no more. So I am about to cast a spell on him.
Dong.
See, it did it twice again. Let's see. Toll the Dead. Did 12. K-Bear failed, so he should have had 12 taken off, but it ended up taking off like a bunch. So you took off 12.
I didn't write the code, DM. I just wrote the die.
I know. I just think you still don't know what you're doing, but that's okay. It's all good. I just mess with you. I don't know what's up with it either. We have to go through this every time. Nilo, you're up.
Okay. How fast does the horse move again?
60.
Okay, I'm gonna target that next one. That's a miss.
That is a miss.
I'm gonna go and let my sword drop to the ground beside me as she turns her horse around and starts running back. She's gonna fire both the spell and then the arrow. They're kind of firing at the same time, I guess, narratively. Like a little fiery arrow.
Yeah. All right.
And the owl gives advantage to the next person that hits him.
All right, that will be Ragnar. You're up. Get advantage on your attack. Oh, nice.
Sean, I don't mean to crit constantly.
That's okay. Now that you crit on a 19, it helps, huh?
Yeah. That's another 31 damage.
Nice. And it all
Ragnar's become Gruul.
came off,
I
too.
have become Gruul.
All right. And it all came off. Nice.
I don't
Anything
think
up for...
the extra 12. I don't think extra 12 damage came off too, Sean. It doesn't know about it.
Why?
No, it's there.
Where's
The
it?
12 is there.
Yeah, because it says 2d6 bludgeoning, plus 3 bludgeoning, plus 12 bludgeoning.
Oh, you just added it directly into there.
Yeah, it automatically does it. The game
I didn't
automatically.
realize it was. My
Yes.
bad.
Yep. So you did 4, and then so you did a total of 19, actually, not 31. So it already added the 12 for you.
Oh, okay.
Yep. All right.
Wait, is the 12 from the crit though? Because I know you max out the first roll. Is that what that is?
Yeah, that's for the crit. The 12.
Yeah, but there's an extra
Oh.
plus 10 because of the weapon master and the extra plus
Oh,
2.
right. So I wonder why that's not being applied. Isn't? I wonder if there's something we have to.
I don't know if there's a way to apply it, honestly.
What's that?
Spartan, next time just add it in. There's a modifier on your damage. When you go to roll your damage, there's a modifier box. Just add it there.
Yeah. So you did another 10 damage then.
Plus rage, so another 12. It was 12 in total.
Okay. Right. I'm just looking. All right. Yeah, that would have done it.
The second one cave is rolling.
As the second one, as you guys managed to take out the last of the cave bears. Leaving the trail open to continue along.
It's
for the
back on the
remainder.
menu.
Hey, quick question.
Mhm.
What time of day is this?
Just past midday.
Just past midday.
Does anyone mind if we take the time to skin these bears?
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. Like, not only would the meat be really nice to have, like, in general, but the hides would also be nice to sell and be a waste just to leave the corpses here.
I was gonna say this is easily a combined mass of around almost a ton, like almost a ton and a half.
All right, I'm going to be honest. It would be really nice to eat something other than good berries tonight. So let's make some.
Yeah, let's call it early today. We're going to go ahead and take care of these animals.
I mean, it doesn't take that long, just.
Well, no, but you got 3.
Mavisho, you might be
bears.
underestimating. An adult bear like this size would probably be 300, 400 pounds of meat each.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Like,
for
like,
sure.
like
For sure.
skinning an animal doesn't take nearly as long as it might think, but this is a lot of meat to get off.
More of what Kreistrich was only thinking about it for a tonight thing. Like, let's just do enough for tonight, not like a long-term situation. But if you guys want to stop and butcher the whole thing, then yeah, sure. That's true. That's true.
Usually at least 3 months worth of rations.
How are you guys going to carry the rations, though?
Oh, we ain't gonna be able to take all of it, but we'll definitely be able to take
I
hide.
have a bag of holding.
Oh yeah, we have a bag of holding we could just stuff in. I was just gonna say we could just distribute it amongst the horses, but that works too.
Yeah, so we can so currently the bag of holding has like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It has just like 10 battle axes in it. So don't ask me why. So we can just, take that out, put up to 500 pounds of bear meat inside.
Does any of you either you two have or even either you two have spells that would allow you to keep the meat preserved?
Yes, that is kind of the problem. Yes, we do either need spells or a lot of salt, and I have neither. Which is why I was thinking mostly just for tonight. What?
Does anyone have gentle repose?
Priest.
That would be the cleric specifically. Tarikas, do you have gentle repose in your holy book?
Do I have what?
Do you have a spell that will preserve a corpse?
Let me see. Yes, spare the dying.
All right, so I just want to let everybody know that having just looked up these cave bears can run anywhere from 800 to 2,200 pounds when they're fully grown. So each one of these bears is roughly 1,500 pounds.
Oh, maybe we should start a settlement.
So again, like I said, we could just do this for tonight and just have a nice meal and then rely on Goodberry for the rest and just take the pelts with us.
I
have a question for Sean.
Okay.
Do you subscribe to the mechanic that inside of a bag of holding is essentially a pocket dimension where time doesn't flow very well?
That is
what it is. So I've always said that food will spoil. That's sort of, even though it's an extra dimensional space, but time still flows, right? So things get old if you wanted to get in. Technically, the air could run out, stuff like that.
Creatures inside do suffocate after like 10 minutes.
Potentially
Yeah.
smoke meat, like we're smoking jerky. To
So
preserve it.
so in that case, if it was a preserved meat of some kind, i.e. jerky or whatever the case may be, then yes, it would last as if you were taking your foodstuffs along with you on a regular hiking. You know what I mean?
Here's an interesting question. Could you fill it up with water?
Yeah. Yeah, you could fill it up with water and still weigh
Exactly
15
500
pounds.
pounds of water, yes.
Yep, 500 pounds of water.
Which is probably not much.
How
Or
much water-
or whatever the weight is for that volume, right? Because water's like 8
Right.
pounds a gallon or something like that. But yeah, I don't want to get into the physics of stuff, but the bottom line is, yes, things will spoil. It doesn't, it's not like a
whatever.
refrigerator.
It's not a bag of chilling.
How long would it last
Yeah.
if we smoked it, though? Realistically, is that like a couple weeks? I don't
Yeah,
know.
typically smoking is going to be, and I don't know either. Somebody that does that for a living could be better, but I'm saying it's probably you're smoking it usually several days.
Caruso got any magic fire?
Not the kind you're looking for.
Hey, I got a really dumb idea. Let's enchant the bag of holding with a gentle repose spell later.
We can look into that. That does not solve the problem we are facing right now, which is
No, but the idea came up to me. So I'm gonna say it.
it is going to take us a very long time to smoke these and preserve them long term. I suggest we just take enough for tonight, and maybe a little bit for tomorrow, and then that's it.
I'm
Does
good
that
for
help?
that. But still keep the pelts.
Yes, exactly. Yes, exactly.
Question, Sean.
Mhm.
How valuable is bear claws? Because I know certain I don't know if they're used in medicines or not.
Wait, say that again now? How valuable they are?
Uh,
Well,
they're-
no, they're
they're-
not. You don't know if they're used in medicines or anything, but I mean, I would assume that they could be valuable to someone who I might make decorative necklaces out of them, might make sort of once singular kind of weapons like a dagger or something like that.
I had a bear claw at the tavern before we left this morning, or several weeks ago. It was really good. It cost three copper. Bear claw's a type of pastry. That's the joke I'm making.
Anyway.
I feel like I have to explain it now, so it's not funny.
I'm aware. I actually grew up with my parents owning bakeries, so
I'm only aware of it because Rocher.
I wasn't sure if they were actually used in like different herbal remedies or whatnot. If that was just fantasy, that's what I was asking.
All right, so let's just take the pelts, use the food for a stew tonight, or steak, whatever. I don't know what the best way to eat better is. Let's just do that. And if you want, Nilo, you can take the paws with the claws. I don't care. And figure out what they're worth. They're not that bad. They're not going to take up much space.
Somebody just roams across these bear corpses in the mountains, and for some reason their feet and hands have been taken, and one of them has been butchered, but the rest have been remained the same.
it's gonna be like those buffaloes on the plane in the 1880s.
Yeah.
We're gonna have a bunch of natives pissed off at us, most likely. Yeah.
The good news is, as far as I'm aware, cave bears are not an endangered species, and they did attack us, and now they're fertilizer. It is we're still using it, just not for our own specific
Let's be
benefit.
realistic here. We killed a family.
Listen, I could run back to town real quick, find some necromancer to teach me animate dead, and we can use the whole fucking bear if you want. But I think we don't really have the time.
If we're gonna go all the way back to town, we might as well just give them the bear meat.
The idea that we're gonna bring a necromancer here to reanimate a skinless corpse of a cave bear is a
Yes,
with no
terrifying
paws.
prospect. With no paws.
It just nubs.
Don't
So-
give the GM ideas, Milo.
So essentially they say if you take meat and cut it into like 1/8 inch or thinner strips, it'll take upwards of 16 hours to dry in a sun.
We could spend a day.
Oh, we're not drying it right now.
Yeah, I'm just saying. That's if you were to try to make jerky or something like that, you would. It's going to take you a few days to do
the
this
meat.
much meat.
Oh,
Yeah,
Yeah.
let's
Yeah, it's
let's
Yeah,
just
yeah.
make it. Let's just take enough for tonight.
okay.
Can I have a wing?
don't have
This is like a fucking bear arm, like a fucking bear arm. It weighs like 50 pounds or something.
Milo cut off its claw, so he just has like the arm and the wrist.
All right. So, you guys spend the remainder of your day, sort of cutting through the meat, getting whatever as much meat as you want. Just annotate it into your bag of holding, please.
Yeah,
Paviskro.
I'll put bear hide.
see.
How much does a bear hide weigh?
You
Bear
can
hide
put
weigh?
bare necessities.
I am not going to put that.
You sure tell us.
I know.
All right. So anyway, so I don't know why that did that, but
I'm not going to put the meat on the bag of holding because we're literally just eating it. So,
right.
do you want me to give me an idea of how much bear hide weighs and/or cost? Anyone?
I'm gonna say that each bear hide will fetch you 50 gold,
Nice.
and I'm gonna say that they're about 100 pounds each.
Okay, I'm into it.
Wow.
So that's 300 pounds of bear hide, and
Right on.
however.
Worth 150 gold if we get back to
Probably
town.
take 2 days worth of bear meat with us because raw meat does take a bit of time to spoil, as long as there's not a lot of bacteria on it.
Yeah, I mean, as long as our priest can bless it before we eat it, like we're not going to get poisoned, all right? So yeah, sure. Since we're taking the rest of the day to do this, we might as well.
I was just gonna say 2 days worth because after that it's usually gone.
Yeah, fine. You're the expert.
That or just cook it tonight. It'll last longer because it's already cooked.
All right. As you guys get up in the morning,
Marking another day.
marking another day. It is now the 19th day of Wheelson.
Oh shit! It's the night. Oh, I thought you were going to say the 19th day of our travel. I'm like, I'm behind.
No, the 19th day of Wheelson, which I'm not sure.
I have 17 days of travel.
That should be about right. Yeah, you guys started
Okay.
on like the 4th or 5th or something like that. As you guys begin to move your way down, as the trail begins to turn south, you guys want to give me 3 more perception checks as you guys move your way south, please.
Oh.
As you
Well, that got
guys,
better at the end.
yeah, right.
Yeah.
As you guys get move your way to the south, the trail, you can see up ahead that it ends up in some kind of a box canyon of some kind. I don't know why it didn't move it. Oh, that's why, because I moved the wrong one. Okay. But you guys move. It moves into some sort of a box canyon. Jutting from the face, and where this box canyon is, the mountains just swoop up majestically high. The peaks of them reaching up into the clouds, and jutting from the face, you can see probably a couple 100 feet up, maybe not quite that high, but roughly. You can see as a jumble of sticks and branches that cling precariously to the sheer rock. It looks to be some kind of a large nest on lines of about the size of the ones that you guys saw with the eagles a couple days ago. The nest itself, you would swear that its sheer weight would pull it off the cliffs, but somehow it manages to stay. And from within the hodgepodge of branches, your sharp eyes, Desmond, make out something glinting in the sunlight. And you see the occasional movement can be seen in and around the sticks.
So who wants me to go down there and be stupid?
Hey. Appreciate the follow, Baron.
I mean, do you want to be stupid? How far away is this?
I mean, I've been always told not to interrupt someone when he's passionate about it, so you should go.
This is giving me flashbacks to something I did to one of my players.
Oh boy. I don't know what you mean by that, Nilo. So, how far away is this?
It's, I don't know, somewhere 150, 200 feet up a sheer cliff face.
Can my eagle see anything if he's like 100 feet above us? Can you see it better? If I look through his eyes?
Go ahead and give me a perception check, please.
My stats are the eagles.
The eagle stats.
Advantage.
Advantage. 22.
So you can see as the eagle flies around, you can sense that suddenly he gets very nervous and swoops back down, and he lets you know that it is a wyvern's nest.
Oh shit.
There appears to be an adult and 3 small wyvern in the nest.
All right, so everyone let's move very quietly real quick.
As he
Behind something.
Okay. Give me anybody that wants to hide. I need a stealth check, please.
Oh yes, disadvantage. Let's go.
Yeah, no, I'm not good at
Here we
this.
go.
Ragnar's gonna like trip on a rock, like send a whole like rock slide, spiraling down the
What
center.
the
Don't
hell
shoot
is
me.
that?
That is awesome.
Shit,
Can we just know it that as
I'm not
the-
hiding by Nilo, obviously, considering the difference in our roles. She's like standing behind a twig she's holding up over her eyes.
She turns to move, and it's a clink, clink. She goes, "Fuck this!" and full blown gallop to get away from the group.
All right, so you know how we're talking about using all of the animal. Well, how would you like to use all of our wyvern?
I would love to.
All right,
learning
great.
how to cook wyvern, boys.
All right.
I would.
As you guys
recommend
watch,
trying-
sorry.
I would like, if it is possible, for us to take one of these small ones because I want to raise it as my own.
How young
I
were
was
these,
thinking the
Sean? Were they
same thing.
adolescents or were they?
Wonderful.
Wait,
That
say
makes
that
sense.
again. Sorry, they were talking over you. What'd you say, Ragnar?
I said, when you said these things were young, are they like hatchling sized or are they like adolescent sized?
You don't know. You don't know anything. You just know what Perviscro said.
Does Paviscro know if they're adolescent and or hatchling sized? Like is the size of a horse, the size of a
No,
adult, the
they're
size
not
of a
quite that
child?
big. It's
Great
young. Yeah.
Okay.
As you
Younger.
got, yeah, they're young. They're not like newborn, but go Foundry,
Size of a
go.
cave bear?
Not quite that big.
No, I'm
So
kidding.
as you guys try to hide, you guys watch as suddenly there's this little shadow come from the backside of the mountain. You watch as a second adult wyvern carrying what looks to be the remains of a deer swooping down, dropping it into the nest, and you hear squeaks and squawks and hisses as whatever is contained inside of the nest begins to ravenously devour whatever remains the adult has dropped in. And you see this adult sort of steps up onto, and he looks down in your direction and just lets out this bellowing, almost like a mini dragon roar. And he sort of climbs back into his nest.
We're only about 3 days, or not even 3 days, a day from the cave bears. So we have a lot of food to feed some baby wyverns if we wanted to.
So have the adult to deal with, though.
Well, who's gonna train him? And who's gonna do the mother? I ain't dealing with no mother. She ain't gonna let you just take the baby now.
Lucas doesn't want to be a parent. Look at him; he can't even handle himself.
All right, so we have several options here, but they basically boil down to: do we fight the wyverns or do we just leave?
There's 2 wyverns. Do we
Yes,
want to
there's
fight
2
2
of them.
wyverns?
I mean, not particularly, but I mean, I do kind of want to see if I can do it, to be honest. But
I kind of want.
Not gonna lie, it's the same. I kind of think I think we could take them. But then the question is, what was the point of taking them besides to take them?
Do we
Well-
need to take on 2
Well-
wyverns?
well, if they are like dragons, then they might have a horde. But
I
really,
did saw
honestly,
something shining down there.
you did?
Yes.
No. Well, I didn't, but good. So like I'm saying, we could. I mean, if you do, we want to kill the wyverns and take the children, or do we want you to kill the wyverns and take the children?
Have enough food to give the children on the way there?
We have good berry.
They eat good berry?
I mean, it's one way to find out, you know.
Horses good berry this entire time?
That's what I've been doing.
That's what I've been doing.
Why your
That's weird.
horse looks like it hates you?
No, he doesn't hate me. He's just constipated.
What do you mean constipated? There's nothing coming out.
yeah, you're right.
Horrible.
That horse deserves an apple. He's angry.
Well, the next time I find one, I'll give it to him.
So,
Man, I believe
as
we
you
could
guys
take them.
are standing there looking, you can see, as I said, it's sort of fastened to a partial ledge on a vertical cliff face about 200 feet straight up.
Oh fuck, we'd have to climb that.
I mean, we could piss them off, you know, so they come down here probably.
But we'd have to climb that to get the kids.
That's.
I could actually go up it, no problem.
Oh yeah, you're right. Well, you can just walk on walls, so you know.
Oh yeah, she's the Matrix.
So, with that
Not
said,
gonna lie, I really like this idea.
To piss
What's
off
that?
the wyverns enough so they
What's
come and
that?
attack us.
I was going to say
yeah.
either that or let Nyla go up there and take them on.
Nyla
Don't.
do it.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, just have Nyla take them up by herself. She'll be fine.
I'm not that strong.
So, are we doing this? Is that what we're doing?
I guess we're doing it. Everyone else wants to do it, so I guess we're doing it.
All right. So, 2 things. First of all, who is concerned that they might get picked up and dropped by a wyvern? Anyone?
I'm too heavy.
You're too heavy. Okay, you're fine then. What about you?
Sean,
Sir?
we long rested when we got the material, right?
Yes.
That was for spells.
Yes.
But that being said, I hate to cut it short, but I have to pop over to get my whatchamathingy done for work, and we'll be back in about 15 minutes. I appreciate you guys that have joined. I appreciate Cannibal spreading the word out there and bringing us in some new followers. In the meantime, we are going to go over and hang out at and listen to a couple ads from Monkey Boogers. I don't know why it's freaking does this to me, but anyway, for those that follow us know that we usually take our break at 9:30, but tonight I had to do it just a little bit early because I have a function that I have to do for work. Only takes a few minutes, but I have to cut out of here a couple minutes during our break now. So let's go ahead and do that. Oops, should have been 15 minutes, not 10. So we will be back in about 15 minutes. So let's make it a little longer. We'll come back at 9:15. So to give you guys actually an extra 2 minutes. So we'll be back in 17 minutes. As I said, I appreciate everybody hanging out with us, and I will be back shortly.
All right.
One of my longtime players, I had this pit in a dungeon. At the bottom of the pit, they saw a little glint of gold. There was no visible way down. None of them had levitate. There was nothing they could anchor anything to. So they managed to find some stuff and scrape themselves together some type of way to get themselves down there. This took about 20 minutes in real time. By the time they got down to the bottom, I had them, he grabbed the item, and he thought it was gold. I made it fool's gold the entire time. It was something I put in there as a joke to see if anyone would bite it, and they spent 20 minutes to get the gold, thinking and realizing it was fool's gold. They were mad at me,
Yeah.
but it was funny as hell to watch.
Corvus, I'm turning in the goal.
Yes, you are. Hey, at least you're not doing. At least you're not doing. Was it 50 damage on a crit? Was it 50, 60 damage on a crit?
Keep in mind, Gruul is like level 11 when he started doing that. But yes.
That was just one strike.
When we first fought a Wyvern playing 3.5 edition, the Wyvern crit failed a flight check and fell onto the ground, and we stabbed it to death before it got a turn. I fought 5e Wyverns before. They're pretty tanky. Just don't get stabbed by the tail and you should be fine.
Yeah.
Just treat it like a Rathian.
Oh boy.
Don't worry, we'll have it aggro per beast, bro. We'll be fine.
I'm gonna go make me some mac and cheese, and no one can stop me.
Timer
No one
will.
can stop him. He's all the way.
No one wants to stop him.
Listen, this good berry shit's good, but if I don't have meat, I am literally going to be upset for the rest of this journey. So, Pabisco.
Hmm.
Do we get an alignment shift? Do we feed the wyvernlings their parents' meat?
I mean, are they cannibals?
I don't know.
It's a good question.
Wild animals consider cannibalism a problem?
Some do, some don't.
Yeah, like there are some that will eat their young and then, or their parents, and then there are some that don't. So.
Well, if they're anything like reptiles, they don't care.
Yeah, probably not. I suspect that the wyverns are not.
Actually, I'm not sure. There's not a lot of animals that won't cannibalize themselves. Like, I know rabbits will.
I mean, if you get hungry enough.
I mean, if you get trapped and you start stress eating, those little children might become the target. I thought it was interesting when I was reading up about scorpions. Like, oh yeah, they'll have like a brood, and then they'll be on the back, and if they fall off the back, the mother will eat them. Like, oh, that's a surprise. I think like the only species that I haven't heard will cannibalize is maybe like deer.
Deer. There's a few others. Horses.
Imagine turtles don't, but snapping turtles might.
Oh, deer will. You haven't been in my neighborhood.
Will they eat corpses?
The crazy deer.
Oh, the ones
like
going from the
with
degenerate.
the degeneration disease.
Yep.
Ah, that sucks, dude. You need to put those down if you ever see them. Nothing you can do.
Yep.
Fabisco, you're a GM, right?
Yes, I'm running a couple games right now.
How would you feel if you introduce like a big bad for like a second campaign that's supposed to follow the first one, and the player beats one of the players just beats the living shit out of him when he shows up at the end of the first campaign? That's what happened when I saw him the first time. I'm like, I hated this dude already. He showed up in the final event. I just run up on him and then I swing at him with 3 attacks and crit 3 times in a row.
Nice. I moved a while ago. I moved away from scripting my campaigns, and what I mean by that is like I run more sandboxy games than I run rather than like linear stories. So like I don't really have like one big bad who if you beat it up the story falls apart or anything like that. But if it so I have actually introduced characters quite a few times that are just like really like related to a plot that the party is following. And then they get the shit beat out of them or they die from this, that, or the other because they don't have plot armor. And yeah, it happens.
I played a lot of campaigns where like there's no plot armor or anything. Like the GM will go like, I want to do everything roll wise, and I'm gonna show you guys all my rolls so nothing can go wrong. And then immediately something goes wrong.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like I mentioned, like it's pretty much all of my bad guys are there for you to eventually defeat if you are strong enough and smart enough, or hopefully both, but possibly one or the other. If one of them goes out early, they go out early.
Make another one. Just make another one above them.
No, there's already just a bunch above them by the time you meet them.
Oh.
But yeah. Yeah, like I haven't really had an issue of like, I mean, I've definitely had encounters that like weren't as difficult as I thought they were going to be. That happens.
A
Yeah.
lot.
I've had encounters that go insanely difficult for no apparent reason besides the dice. The dice just tried to be mean.
Yeah, I had that too.
I was playing Werewolf Apocalypse, and three gurus struggled to beat up a single human junkie.
That's hilarious. Oh my god.
Rolled well enough. It broke us to the point one of us shifted just to beat the crap out of him. So we had an extra 4 dice.
That's kind of hilarious. It's funny you mentioned that because the system I'm running in my main game right now is similar to Werewolf. It's actually just Deviant the Renegades, but I modified it heavily to be more of an...
World of Darkness?
Yeah, it's Chronicles of Darkness, New World.
So it's the Demon book, because I haven't read the Demon book yet, but I'm familiar enough with the concepts there.
Yeah, it's a very similar game system. But anyway, Deviant the Renegades is like 2 steps away from being like a D&D style / or having the capacity to run a D&D style or a superhero style game, depending on your taste and what power level you run it at. So I just tweaked a few things, simplified it a little bit to run sandbox D&D style games with it, and it's been a lot of fun. And yeah, so you understand how sometimes things just the dice just don't roll. Yeah, like you roll. Okay, all I need is an 8, 9, or a 10 on this D10, and I have 12 of them, and none of them rolled above 7. Great.
I think the problem. Oh yeah, it was hilarious. Like even the GM, like our sept leader, which for the werewolves essentially our local faction head. Our local faction head was a glasswalker. Who's this tribe specializes in using guns, and they love to use guns. He had 14 dice in his dice pool.
Minigun.
He botched to 3 degrees with that.
Oh man.
I'm like, holy.
Yeah. I had a vampire. I can't remember. It was either I've run a lot of both Masquerade and Requiem.
Nice.
So I can't keep them apart in my mind sometimes.
Yeah.
The old campaigns. And I ran a game where there was a big boss fight. The guy wasn't really meant to be a boss, but the players took a dislike to him.
Mm-hmm.
And one player, they have this mentality sometimes of I'm just going to go eat a wino. And he finds a wino after lots of trying. He's already tore up pretty bad. And the wino torpors him with a Mad Dog 2020 bottle to the head.
Damn.
I'm sorry. What was he trying to eat?
A homeless person.
Oh, okay.
Vampire trying to drink some random dude.
Yep, just random dude.
Yeah.
For the record, I have the best wife ever. None of you do.
I am not married, so I mean, I would hope that would be true.
Default.
Man, I had a better marriage than you, and I'm not even married. That's sad.
He just brought me in my own personal pan pizza.
Nice.
I have a wife that got me a personalized license plate that says Amazing DM.
Nice.
So,
very cool.
For my birthday, so.
Very cool.
Yeah. You know, speaking of stupid events in Masquerade, I had one recently where our group was doing a very simple thing. We were looking for a map fragment to find a legendary sword. So we were going to this museum where allegedly it was hidden. We're doing investigation work. We're trying to be quiet. I'm playing a Nos, like a Nosferatu. So I'm going around disabling all the security systems, making sure that our tracks are covered, making sure everything's quiet. I even find like a hidden passageway in this ancient museum in I think it was New Orleans. And I'm like, okay, we got a pretty good set here. We could probably hide here and then like wait for everybody to filter out before we actually do the investigation. We end up finding where the fragment is. So the two anarchs in our group decided it would be a smart idea to pull the fire alarm. And after the panic sets in and everybody's running out, they get into a fight with the local security guard. And after that, they tried to go grab the relic, and as they grab the relic, they find out that a mist demon guards it. So, mist demon comes out to take the relic back, and we have humans running around. We have the security guard panicking, and then we start fighting the thing. And the thing is, because of how we're only like very low level characters, we don't have damage. This thing had a soak of like 12. So we literally couldn't crack its armor, and it didn't go down until the police showed up and just shot it. Combined arms to lower its health a bit until we finished it off. And I'm just sitting here the whole time. I'm like, we knew that this was booby trapped. There was no need to break the masquerade this badly.
Oh man.
Oh yeah, the prince is very upset with us right now.
I would expect.
Yeah, I've been spending the rest of the last the last session and a half, just setting up things to cover our trail because I don't want hunters to walk around and go,
I'm actually playing a character with background very heavily based on Vampire the Masquerade lore, princes and everything in a D&D game. And I just found out about said one of the prince's local let's just call it a very, very high level and completely illegal within our society secret. And I might be on his shit list for also pissing off one of his contacts already. And it's really bad. It's really, really bad.
Always bad when you introduce the secret societies because they're very they when you're as a GM you're put in the position of I need to make sure these guys are intimidating because it needs to explain why they're not known.
So the particular prince I'm dealing with has been around for maybe 1,000 years, and in this D&D setting, and he has created and or found a way to or something. I don't know how he did it yet, but he has what is effectively a vampire that is a kid who's aging normally, and I'm trying to figure out what the fuck, how he did that and what the fuck that means, and he knows that I know. And what
is a kid that ages normally?
So he has somehow created some sort of weird hybrid not vampire thing. And I don't know, and I don't have any context for what it is, other than right now it's a kid, and it's growing up, and it is able to very, very effectively hide its nature, and also it probably strong enough to kill me.
Are you sure your GM didn't look at Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood?
I am familiar with. We are all in that game familiar with that show. I don't know. Like I said, I don't know the full context for what's going on here. I just know that he cares about it kind of like a child, and that this is not something we're supposed to do or be able to do in any meaningful way, and that this is probably a really quick way to get our big boss to come down and fuck shit up.
And we're back.
And hey,
we're listening to the backside story of, what's going on under the hood with all the other players' games.
Yep.
Hopefully you guys caught all of that. If not, guess that's what's going to have to be. So I appreciate you guys hanging out with us. Appreciate those of you that came in whilst we were gone. If you did not know who we are Agora Quest. Tonight is our 5th edition stream. You can catch us every Monday with our 1st edition stream, also Greyhawk. I encourage you to check that one out because those guys are in the middle of Barrier Peaks, which some people like, other people hate. I've always been a big fan of it. I've only run it twice in the entire time that I've had the module, and I first got the module back around circa 1980 something or other. It wasn't when it first came out. It was a couple years later, but still. I have my copy that has been around the block. So that is definitely an awesome adventure. I encourage you guys to check us out. And of course, you can come back here every other Friday. So if you don't catch us all tonight, I will post this up right after the stream's over. I usually export it over to YouTube so you guys can check out what you may have missed in the interim. So that being said, our party has been working their way through the Yaddles. They are seeking the ancient lair of Igwilv, the Witch Queen, because in its depths there is supposedly some item or object that Ragnar's family says will help them locate where the sealed, blocked, cursed, whatever it is, ancient ruins of the legendary dwarven clan of Khund, Khund. And they were at one time, at the height of the dwarven societies, they were the reigning clan in the northwestern Yaddles, which is where the city of Ixag lies, which is, of course, Ragnar's home. So somehow Ragnar's family is entrenched with that historic ruling class's roots. And so Ragnar's aunt was seeking this place, and she got swept up by some bandits and got beat up pretty bad, and Ragnar's brother got decapitated, and so now Ragnar's off on a rampage, dragging everybody that he knows and doesn't know through the mountains, whether they want to go or not, leading them, which is literally the blind leading the blind, leading them through the mountains. But when we last left, our party has seen that there is a nest of wyverns roosting in a cliff face, perhaps 200 feet up, and this large nest is precariously built along a ledge in a slight crevice, and as the Ragnar's eagle was swooping around there, he spied another adult as well as some wyverns. There's small wyverns in there. And while they watched, they saw a second wyvern arrive carrying what looked to be the remains of a large deer. And so now they have been discussing whether or not they want to scale the vertical cliff face up some 200 feet, beat off the adults to have them go away, or kill them or slay them, drive them away somehow, and then take the precious wyvern children for themselves. And so that is where we left off until just now. What's up? You me? Oh, okay. Okay, I gotcha. So she brought me pizza. Now she's done with me. Let's see how it is. So that being said, players, favorite players of mine, what do we truly wish to do? Are we sticking with that plan, or have we come to our senses and decided, we're just going to leave the critters alone?
It's 150 feet up?
About between 150, 200. I'm going to round it up to a nice round 200 feet, so the farther you fall, the more damage you take.
Neat.
Remember, there is a cap on how much fall damage you can take.
Yeah,
200 feet.
hurt.
Is there?
Desmond, you're still hurt, by the way.
Yeah, and it's 200 feet. And also, Sean said no. I think he capped it at infinity.
Well, I don't cap it at infinity, but, I mean, essentially, there's going to be a certain point where...
Yeah.
The joke is that once you hit terminal velocity, you don't
doesn't
get any faster.
Yeah.
So you just take
Yeah,
a certain
and I do think the reason it caps at 200 feet in D&D is because that's about how far it takes to reach terminal.
Right.
Yeah.
Which, funny enough, happens in less than a turn.
Yep.
You fall like 500 feet in a turn on 50,
Yep.
I think.
So, can we
And
check
I
the-
just want to remind everybody, I do not go by the D&D 5e rules for dice falling.
Yeah, you have that like exponential growth.
It is
thing where it's
exponential,
like-
so it's 1 die 10. I mean 1 die 6 for 10 feet,
Yep.
2 die 6 for 20 feet. So that's 3 die 6 total.
Yeah.
So another 3 die 6 for 30 feet. So that's a total of 6 die 6. So by the time you get to 200 feet, it's going to be like 832,125 d6
Yep.
or something like
Yeah,
that.
no, your fall damage is basically always lethal. Yeah, I know.
Not always, but
Well, yeah.
if I roll all
How
ones,
this in falls. Can we play free falling on stream, or will you be copyright strike?
Because that's
I would get. I would.
Nope,
So
stop. You can't.
technically, I could play it, but then I would have to mute it before I actually post a stream. So I actually got a strike one time for one of the, and that's why we switched over to Monkey's intermission music, because I had gotten a strike one time from YouTube when it exported. I don't even remember what the song was, but it was just like it was somebody else doing the song of somebody else. But because of that, it was a strike, and so I stopped doing that. So, but I had to go through, and YouTube has a tool that will allow you to mute from point A to point B, and that's what I did. So,
All right. So, are we going after the wyverns or not?
The rest of y'all want to do it? Let's do it.
All right. So I'm going to make a recommendation. If we are really going to do this, then I don't think we want to go up there. I think that's a very bad idea. I think one of you with a bow should just start like taking pot shots at it until it gets pissed off, and we make a lot of noise. It comes down here, hopefully.
One of us with a bow, huh?
I mean, that can reach up there. My
Only
spells
one
can.
of us had a bow. As we look at Desmond.
Well, there's
I look
technically
at
two of us
Nilo.
with a bow.
You have a long bow, or is it a short bow?
You know, I could start smacking my hammer up against my shield. You could start firing arrows at it. I could throw a firebolt
So-
in the air.
I can hit with a firebolt, and I can hit
No,
with a
no,
and I
you
can hit
can't.
a bow and arrow.
Keep
I can't. Oh no, it's 100. That's 120.
200.
That's 150.
That is 200 feet away, sir. Not 150.
not to mention that they, you can't see them either because they're
It's kind
down
of an
inside the
overhang, too.
nest.
You're going to have to, like, arch an arrow over that. I don't, you know, it's going to be a difficult shot.
You know,
Curiosity.
Sean, is there by any chance a spot that has a slightly better elevation, that enough to cut out, like, you know, enough to see over?
Not
Well, like
around
the
here.
others.
I know what you're
Okay.
saying, but everything around here is pretty much vertical cliff face because it ended in sort of a box canyon.
Can I apply gravity to my firebolt?
Oh, my God. I mean, even then, you would need to...
I'd still be rolling a miss chance, but I couldn't
Like,
re-roll it
in the
up.
dark, it's still -5. You still get a chance to hit it.
I'm fairly certain that just shooting some arrows with disadvantage at them will be sufficient, guys.
The idea of being able to chuck a little ball of fire up and watch it arc back down is just funny to me. I'm sorry.
We have to play that game from Grown Ups where we shoot it up in the air and we have to see where
Oh,
it hits.
good lord! Arrow roulette, lawn darts. Anyone?
Either way,
They're banned for a reason, and that reason is because people are too dumb. All right, let's do it.
So,
Get out of my way. That's the wrong die.
what is Nilo attempting to do?
I will be attempting to fire my arrows at it at disadvantage because I can't quite see it.
You're trying to, like, arc it over and then, like, gravity, like, bring it back down.
Yeah.
Okay.
And direct bow fire.
I'm just going to start smacking my shield to make as much noise as possible.
I'm also gonna pull away from the group a little bit.
Sure. I'm going to cast a movable object on my armor so this thing doesn't pick me up and eat me.
Hang on just a second.
Who has the immovable rod, by the way?
Oh, I do.
You want to give that to someone else?
I'll give it to you.
Sure. How does it work?
Oh, you just press the button on the end.
Oh, let me press it.
All right.
So you
might want
can't.
to tell yourself that.
I just want to say, as you're looking, you can see the nest, but you cannot see the wyverns themselves.
Right.
They
I
are
think
they are inside the nest,
Yeah,
Right.
so they have total cover.
Are they in like a cave or are they on like
Well,
the
it's
surface of the thing?
no, it's the nest is like a big, huge, round, bald nest.
Right.
Yeah.
Quick question.
Mm-hmm.
Given that mountains are my favorite terrain and wyverns are common to mountains, can I make a nature check to know of an animal that wyvern find particularly delicious that I can attempt to imitate the call of, like a survival check or something?
That's actually an interesting thought. Let me.
Either that or nature.
I would say it would be a nature check.
Okay.
You roll. Sean just tells you it's people. You need to use a human call.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Hello
you know that wyverns are obviously carnivorous, and you saw him carrying a deer. So wildlife, particularly large wildlife, are probably its like staple
Okay.
or whatever. But you don't know if it's anything that it finds.
I'm going to cast Pass Without Trace on us, and
Okay.
I'm going to try to climb, stay hidden, but climb partially up the cliff face
Okay.
above Nilo when Nilo starts shooting.
So, yeah, Sean, about the shooting. I know they technically have total cover.
Yeah.
Right? But I'm not shooting at them. I'm shooting up and following it back down on them.
Okay.
Which is completely plausible. Yeah, so I'm
it's
shooting
plausible, but I'm just telling you that it says creatures with total cover cannot be targeted by spells or attacks. So they can't be targeted, right? So it's like.
So do you want me to roll D100 for a 50% miss chance, or
No, that's what I'm saying. Is I understand what you're saying is totally plausible, but I'm not going to make up rules on the fly that says, oh, well, you can get around total cover if you do this. Right? Total cover means you can't directly. They can hit by area of effect, right? If you were to blast it with a fireball, obviously.
But I have no chance of at all hitting them by shooting arrows up and over, despite the fact the range allows me to potentially do that.
Well, I mean,
while
so
he's working on that,
if
I'm
you
gonna
need
start climbing.
if you need an in-universe explanation, Nilo, think of it this way: once it's coming back down, it's not going to have as much power as when it was going up, so it's not going to hurt a wyvern. You can rationalize it that way if you need to.
all right. So Desmond, you are attempting to climb. I'm going to say it is a DC 10 for every 10 feet to be able to climb. So
why don't we just put the trees on fire? Why are we wasting all this time trying to hit them when we can just put the trees on fire and then they'll fly? Maybe.
I mean, what are you going to put them on fire with? It's 200 feet up.
Well, you got a firebolt, right?
Yeah, it goes 120 feet.
Theoretically, you could have
Get
it
the-
to do it.
I didn't hear what you said.
Can you throw a flask of oil up there?
Can you throw a flask of oil 200 feet up?
I don't know who's got the gauntlets. How far can they throw with the gauntlets?
What gauntlets?
nobody has any gauntlets.
Great.
Theoretically, you could ask your familiar to drop, say, a lit torch onto the nest.
I mean, yeah, okay, actually, I could do that.
Let me
Okay.
know when I can roll again.
We got a bird drone.
All right, I'm going to keep track. Sorry. I'm pulling a monkey and I'm eating while I'm talking. Sorry.
All right. As I mentioned, I'm going to cast a movable object on my armor so that I can't be moved, hopefully. I want to light a torch, give it to my eagle, and just have it drop it on the nest.
All right. So first of all, Desmond is at 10 feet.
Okay.
And while you're doing, it's going to take an action to light a torch.
Yep.
And give it to your bird.
Yep.
What's your bird's rate of flight?
If it dashes, it goes 120 feet in a turn. And as Paviscro, I'm going to hold my action to make it disappear as soon as the wyverns go after it. So it
I
doesn't,
am,
you know.
yeah. So
Yeah.
I am also going to say that carrying that torch is a little bit heavy, so he can move half speed.
Okay. So he'll move 60 feet per turn, so he'll be there in 4 turns.
Okay. So that means Desmond has the opportunity to climb 4 chances to climb up. He is currently at 10 feet. So Desmond, if you want to continue as you make it to 20 feet, and you did cast Pass It Out Trace, right?
Yes.
I still want a stealth check so I can compare against their...
Question when you're done there.
All right, so that's a... holy cow, how'd you get all the... Oh, +2. What's the +6 for?
That's my skill.
Oh, gotcha. Okay, so it's a total of 20. And there... Okay, cool. All right.
And
Go ahead and... So now that was 30 feet?
yep.
All right, you're now at 30 feet.
I like to hold an action as well, by the way,
Okay.
to shoot when it comes visible. And I would like to use the 20 that I rolled when I thought I could shoot up and over, if you would allow that.
Yeah, I'll allow that.
Thank you.
Since I took that away from you, I'll give this to you. Oops. All right. So Desmond is at 40 feet. Paviscro, you watch as your eagle sort of flies by, and you hear a screeching sound coming from the nest as a bolt sort of flies up as the eagle's passing over the top. You watch as one of the wyverns bolts straight up after it with its mouth wide open, going after as he disappears, drops. I need you to roll to hit armor class 9, please. Actually, armor class 8.
Okay, what am I rolling with this attack? Just a d20 or?
Just your eagle's attack. Just like a melee attack. It's just dropping to see if the torch lands correctly enough to... Oh, so close. Nice. I like it. As you guys watch, as the wyvern flashes up, Nilo, go ahead and roll your damage as your 20 would hit the armor class of the wyvern. So you can target him and just roll the damage. Or if you have
Was
to
a
roll
longbow D10 or D8?
D8s.
Okay.
All right. So 7 hit points of damage as it took it off. As the wyvern sort of is confused for a second as the arrow pierces through its wing, and it screeches in pain, turns, and darts straight down at Nilo, seeing where it came from. As this is all happening, you watch as the torch lands into the center of the nest, and a second later, flames begin to lick around, and you see heavy smoke as the green limbs and leaves begin to catch as well. Where is my... I'm just going to do this one on here because it's my favorite music for this time of day. All right. So, not necessarily that we're going to have a whole combat, but I'm going to do this anyway. Just because. Everybody roll initiative just so we can make sure everybody goes in order.
Subtract 4 from that, so it's 28.
Okay. What's your dexterity, Pavisco?
14.
14?
Yes.
Not that matters. You're all the way up there anyway. All right. Why is Nilo's Dragon in there twice? Oh, that's interesting. Must have her on the map twice, accidentally. I'm just removing the... All right. So, the eagle that was hurt is the one that goes last. All right. And his movement is 160 as he's going down. So I'm going to start him at this spot right here. Actually, he's going to be up here. Okay, and this one I'm going to start at 200. As you hear a screech coming from the other wyvern, as apparently the flames have ignited the bottom of the bottom of the nest. So we are going to start with the top. Paviskro, you can now actually see this wyvern here. He is 200 feet up. So calculate, or 210 feet actually. So you can
say that's really
that.
high. It's really high. He's going to snap his familiar back next to him, and bonus action cast. He's going to cast mirror image on himself.
Okay. And cast your spell.
And now there are 4 Paviskro standing in this spot.
Hey, all right. Can never have too much Paviskro.
Never.
Said no one ever.
Is too much Paviskro.
Said no one. I was going to say, said no one ever. Ragnar, you are not sure what's going on, but you can hear screeching coming from high above. Not exactly sure what's up because you can't see much. But essentially you know that one of the wyverns is coming at you guys, and the other one is still up in the nest.
Ragnar will ready himself for when this thing inevitably comes for the weakest link in this group, and that's probably Paviskro, so he'll stand next to him.
Okay. Desmond, you are 40 feet up, clinging to the face of the wall. You can swing if anything comes at you, but it will be at disadvantage, and every attack that you make will require a dexterity saving throw of a DC 12 to maintain grip on the wall without falling.
Okay. So here's what I want to do.
Okay.
I want to continue working my way up the cliff.
Okay.
What I'm looking for to happen is for one of these wyverns to come down to get into melee with one of the others below me.
Okay.
And I want to jump on its back when it gets below me.
Okay.
I'm gaining altitude to get above them.
Okay. So it is vertical. So
Right.
Just so you know, your friends are all probably, I don't know. Well, let's go. We can actually measure. Let's go from where Nilo is here. So you're probably talking, they're about 50 feet from the base of the cliff. So if we calculate that up, right, at an angle, so if the wyvern's coming down at your friends, it's going to be 50 feet away from the cliff.
Yep.
When it's down there attacking them, right?
Right.
So the chance for you to jump isn't going to be when it's down there attacking them. It's going to be if it's coming by you.
Exactly.
Okay.
That's kind of my hope.
Okay. So
it's going to have to come past me to get to them.
Okay. So first of all,
It's 5.
First of all,
real quick.
yeah. So first of all, I want to give you inspiration for what you had done earlier. I was going to say it then, but I'm granting you an inspiration. I can't. It was something you just did and said, "I want to do this," and I said, "That's a great idea." So we're going to do
Animal
that.
call.
Yes, the animal call. Thank you. Thank you. So you now have 2 advantages to your name. So I'm just granting you that one.
Awesome.
So
This is a heads up, Desmond. If you do fall from there, it's 15d6.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
But
Okay.
if I go down, I go out like a boss.
Sure.
Yep. So whatever and whenever you decide to do it, it is going to be an acrobatics check. Okay.
Okay.
And then if you succeed in the acrobatics check, I'm still going to want an athletics check to maintain hold on it. Not necessarily mean that you would fall to your death just like as if you failed the acrobatics, but it's potential that he could drop 20 or 30 feet and then somehow roll and you fall off, and now you fall 10 feet for damage that way, right? So,
right.
But regardless, it's going to be an acrobatics check to even make it, and then it will be an athletics check to maintain a grip so that you can attack. Is that okay? Make sense to you?
That's all right with me.
All right. And while it's flying, not that I'm going to pile on you, but while it's flying, you're going to be fighting one-handed, so with a longsword, or I'm assuming, so it's going to be disadvantage on your attacks because you're going to be like right on top of it while it's flapping around.
Yep.
Okay. All right. That said, that is your prepared action since you can't do anything yet. Okay?
Sounds good to me.
Nilo, you're up as you see this wyvern sort of, as you blasted it with your arrow, caught it, nicked it, whatever, screaming. It is now like its wings folded back, like in attack formation, stay on target, focusing right on you, barreling right down on you. Currently, it is at 210 feet in the air where you first hit it with the arrow. Now it's coming back down, so it is still 210. I'm not going to do, we don't necessarily have to do the trigonometry to figure out, but it's 210 feet up.
If it starts
about
at 10
50
feet, it's within my disadvantage range.
Yeah, it's 210 feet plus or minus some because you're actually at an angle, not straight, right? So
yeah, my max range is 600.
Okay.
So I can definitely hit it. I just have disadvantage past 150 foot.
Yeah, no. Yeah, that one either.
Okay.
It's hard to hit a flying thing that's really far away.
Stay on target.
I'm gonna hug that wall.
I can't, Porkins.
And my owl is technically on my shoulder. Yeah,
you should hug. Okay, bye. I was going to say you should hug the wall below Desmond, so you can catch him if he falls.
So from Nilo where you were to it was actually about 215 feet. So it didn't make that much of a difference, right? So it's an extra 5 feet. So, all right. So Nilo missed, and you are moving to where?
I moved around and came right up underneath. I put it beside him. I'm really underneath Desmond here. I'm hoping that he doesn't fall because I don't want to break my horse's back because life is not like Zorro.
Yep. Chirikas, especially when he's coming down full blazing with armor and his full weight of himself.
That horse that Zorro rode had a backbone of steel.
Yes, sir. Chirikas, you're up.
Okay. We still can't see them.
You can see smoke beginning to arise, but you can see the one. So you see the one wyvern right in front here. You don't see the one behind because it's inside the nest, but the one is actually flown up out of the nest, took an arrow from Nilo, and now is barreling straight down toward Nilo. But it technically hasn't moved, but it's 210 feet up. So it's roughly 215 to 220 feet from where you are.
Okay. So we're still horseback, right?
You are still horseback. And don't let this map fool you. It's all flatland around you guys except that spire they're sitting on. So it's vertical straight up from there, right? So
okay. Yeah. So I guess it's best to run away. No. Yeah. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna ride 1, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Is that okay so far?
Yeah.
35. And you said they have 60?
Yep.
Yeah.
35. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55. Hold on, I gotta see the distance of the spell real quick. And it says spells 60 feet. Crap. Well, I can hit it with my crossbow.
Okay. So like I said, it's about 215 feet from where you're at. So
Yeah, and I think I have a disadvantage on the hit because it's past the range. Max range is 320, I believe. Let me see. 80, yep, 320. So I get a disadvantage hit. So I'm gonna, here we go. Where are you, crossbow? There you are.
You can do it.
Yeah, I'm looking forward. I guess I'll just roll twice. I don't see where it says disadvantage. I'll just roll two times. Unless it rolls it twice for me. Did it? No. Oh yeah, there it is.
As the attack misses.
Okay. And for the other 30 feet or whatever, 25, whatever, I'm going to go back over here.
Getting away from Nilo, huh? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. All right. So I said you were up 40 feet. So that means this thing has to fly basically to, let's see, about 170 feet to get to you. Desmond. So its movement is 80, so it can go 160 as it dashes down. Say that it is now let's see. He went 160. That would be 50 feet. So it is now its movement. It is dashed. From up above, you hear more screaming, and you also hear a small, high-pitched bellowing, like there's another one inside there, right? But that is it for these creatures' turns. Perviskro, as you can see right now, you are roughly 45 feet from it with a 50 feet up, so that's probably about a 55-foot range from you to it on a diagonal.
More than enough. Okay, so this is where the fun begins with fall damage rules. I'm going to cast Sleet Storm.
Okay.
And I'm going to cast it such that it's going to be basically like right in the middle of it.
Okay.
It's a 150-foot range, so it'll be fine. It's a 40-foot tube, technically. But yeah, basically at the start of his turn, he's going to need to make a dexterity saving throw or fall.
Okay. All right. And he's at 50 feet. Cool. That'll work. Okay. That is your cast. Can you cast that? Does it actually have a...
Yeah, I can probably... Hold on.
I like the effects.
I know you do. Here. So, like... Oh, God. I tried to cast it. I don't know if it worked. I'm just going to do it again.
Just make sure you have a thing.
Right,
Yeah,
so this is technically 50 feet off the ground, so it shouldn't hit my... I'm just going to put it right here so it doesn't touch the allies.
Yeah.
There you go.
Okay. There we go.
It doesn't affect the guys up top, technically. So don't worry about that. I don't think it does.
Double check to make sure... Oh, wait, hold on. Make sure, because right now you have a bunch of us selected.
Yeah, just make sure you deselect them. I know that's what it did, but just make sure you
have them selected.
Okay.
Okay, all right. Well, we're good then, because you made it everyone be selected for me.
Well, I did briefly, and then I moved it.
Yeah. So I'm not sure, but looks like Desmond has selected himself. I'm not for
Didn't
sure.
mean
But
to.
yeah, that's fine. All right, that's yours. Yeah, for some reason the icon doesn't show up. It shows a big
The exclamation point.
the
Yeah.
big warning saying can't find the picture.
This is
That's-
this is my OSHA required.
Yeah, right.
Like danger. This spell zone is dangerous. It's a fall hazard. Just watch out. Also, you can't see inside it, so
Yep.
No
All
fun.
right. All right.
can't
The
see
big warning sign actually
Ragnar.
fits the spell.
it does.
Yep. Ragnar.
Danger.
Anything else?
danger.
Yeah.
They are in danger, but I can't see that danger, so I can't help much.
Okay.
I'm gonna stay put for now.
Don't
Okay.
worry, your horse knows where not to go.
All right. Desmond, you watch as this icy storm sleet of snow begins to pour down on top of the wyvern. It's still about 10 feet above you. Next turn it'll be below you if you still want to attempt your
I will still attempt it.
Okay. Nilo, you
I'm
watch.
going to have my sword put away though when I make the jump.
Gotcha. Nilo, you watch as this icy sleet storm begins to coalesce around the wyvern as it's coming down. You could see the bits of ice beginning to sting it along its wingtips as it's dodging or darting toward you.
So
My question is if it's encircled in this, nobody can see inside it either, right? So the wyvern.
So yeah, the area is heavily obscured. They could probably hear it, but it's
Yep.
so fucking bad in there that the
Yep.
wyvern can't see out and we can't see in.
Right. So you
in
can
fact, I
fire.
recall, does range projectiles actually work through this? I don't think
Yes.
they did. Oh, they do? Okay.
They do. It's a straight roll because it can't see you, and you can't see it, so it's just a straight roll.
Yep. No.
You know
Gotcha.
vaguely enough where it is to fire, according to this.
Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and do a little loop-de-loop. I'm gonna come out, I'm gonna fire at it, and I'm gonna loop back in. It's less than 120 feet away now, right?
Yes, it's probably.
Doesn't matter.
like
It's a straight roll.
Yeah, it's a 60. So
Well, I was double checking for other reasons.
For firebolt reasons.
Firebolt. As you hit, as you pummel it, nice, 16 hit points of
nice.
damage. Boom. And misses the wyvern with the longbow. As your arrow gets swept up, and your firebolt blasts right through it, and you hear the screech, and you can see the impact of flame as it sort of ignites for a second, as immediately snuffed out by the heavy, obscured, wet, snowy, and sleet particles that are inside there. Your arrow, it's like firing into a hurricane. It gets right toward it and poof, gets like swept away from those
If he
same
dodges
particles.
the arrow that flights the ground next to him.
As-
Hey,
as-
what's
as
that
if-
one?
It's like a boomerang sweeps around. Tarikas, you are up.
Okay. So, looks like our friends are in trouble. I will help the wyverns perish quickly, hopefully,
Okay.
by doing rinse and repeat. I'm gonna ride over there,
Yep.
and I think this time I'm gonna cast a bless on everybody. Maybe that'll help everybody.
Oh, that's nice.
Oh.
Do I need to select everybody for that, or does it?
Yeah.
Yeah, you need to select.
All right, let me see what the spell. How many I can do here? Let's see.
At first level, 3 people.
Yeah. So we got 1, 2. Yeah, so the 2 that are closest is the ones I'm going to bless. Wait, 2. The first level. I guess 3. Oh, yeah, additional second level. How many of us? 3, 4, 5. I'm going to cast that at 4th level. So everyone gets a bless.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Don't forget
Make-
to target yourself.
make sure you deselect the wyvern.
And target yourself.
I can't target myself. I tried.
Oh, weird.
I did the same thing. I targeted for everybody else, but it didn't work on me. So I don't know.
Make
Oh,
sure you
you can. You just have to right click yourself and then hit the bullseye. Also, that's not him who has the wyvern targeted. That's one of the two pink people. Probably Nilo, I'm guessing.
Okay. Okay, it's a different shade of red.
Yeah.
All right, there we go. Did we cast it again?
You didn't cast it the first time, I don't think.
Mm-mm.
It says you must target it at most 3 tokens before rolling this attack, but I got like 5.
You have to upcast it. It says you at most, so you have to go to the 4th level version, which
Oh, right. Okay. Well,
I don't know how to upcast in this VTG.
yeah, I don't either. It doesn't just give me an option to cast.
It should cast it. Let me see. You go to Spellbook and go down to... You're casting Bless, right?
Yep, at 4th
Sorry,
level.
I was trying to figure out how to upcast. My bad. Ignore that. Absorb elements.
Yeah, I thought when you go to cast it, it's...
Doesn't give you a spell level option.
Yeah, it's weird. I have to figure out how to do that, but we can just go ahead and...
Everyone just knows.
Yeah, just pick the 3, and then we'll just make sure we add it to the other people.
Yeah, just unselect myself, and because I'll remember.
Like Ragnar or something.
All right, there we go.
All right, concentrating
That's how
on
it is.
Bless.
And then
All
after that, I'm going to run back.
Okay. All right.
Run away! Run away!
So you guys, first thing you hear is, once again, the nest is now beginning to smoke, and you can actually see flame. You see the other wyvern appear out of the nest. In her beak, she is carrying a small wyvern child, or flat hatchling, or what do you want to call it. And you watch as she swoops up into the air. In her claws, in each claw, you see she's carrying an egg. And she begins to take off into the mountains as the other wyvern continues to swoop down upon...
I don't think we're getting a hatchling today.
How long does the sleet storm last?
It lasts for a minute or until I drop concentration.
Okay. So because it's like when I went to do something, every time you move in it, it says, hey, what do you want to do with this template? And I have to keep skipping because the only one that it applies to is the wyvern. Okay. So as the wyvern continues to move toward you guys, he gets down about 10 feet. So now he is at the 40-foot mark. Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot first of all.
Yeah.
Yep.
When he's at 50 feet.
Yep.
Got to do that dex save.
Yep, I will do that. I'm just going to put him here at 40 just in case. And he gets a dexterity saving throw, and I don't think he's going to pass because he has a low dexterity. And as he fails his dexterity, and now I need you, Desmond, to execute your action. I need a DC 20 acrobatics check.
Okay. I'm going to use that inspiration.
Okay.
This wyvern's plummeting to the ground, right? Just to make sure I understand the scene properly.
Yes.
Okay.
Just as Desmond, because this thing, just as it's passing him, it's taking effect and bringing him down.
Jesus Christ.
As Desmond leaps out just as this thing gets caught up in the ice, as the ice crystals finally take over, and it goes swooping down. It literally sweeps them both, and you sort of grab but it's so slick with ice and snow and sleet and wet that your hands can't grip, and you snap at it and you manage to grab a hold of its tail just for a split second as this thing goes plummeting to the ground.
I'm going to give
you...
Desmond a reroll on this by using one of my chrono shifts.
Okay, go ahead and re-roll, Desmond.
I would prefer the timeline in which he doesn't fail.
Yep. All right. So he re-rolls. So first of all, I took your advantage off, so you only have one advantage left.
I'll use the other one.
Okay.
Well,
Nope.
Oh, both failed.
It is not an abysmal fail this time.
Yeah. All right. So as you go plummeting down, first of all, you're only at 40 feet. So that was 15, right? We said
4 plus 3 is 7 plus 2 is 9 plus 1 is 10.
10d6.
oh, okay.
10d.
That's much
Make
better.
sure that's right. 1, 20, 30. Wait a second. 10, 20, 30, 40. Yep. 10d6 for this. And give me a dexterity check. DC, I want to say a DC 15 dexterity saving throw. Before we go any further.
Trying to figure out how to make it work. There we go.
All right. I am going to say that as you're falling, you manage to somehow get yourself positioned right over the top of the wyvern as it plummets to the ground. So you're going to land on the wyvern. And you only take 18 hit points of damage as you slam into the ground on top of the body of the wyvern, who is going to take 15 die 6.
Can I roll the 15 dice 6, please?
Sure. Go ahead. I'll let you roll it.
Yes.
65 hit points of damage as a wyvern.
Almost double.
Yep. Crashes into the ground. Boom! I am going to say it's going to have to make a Constitution saving throw or be knocked out.
This guy is falling. This guy
He
is
made
falling.
his saving throw as he's not knocked out, as he sort of stumbles and twists and falls out of the little area where he fell into. And
Be
that
down here beside us then, right?
Yep, he is like right down by you, and I'm going to remove that wyvern. As we go back to the top. Perviskero, you watch in glee as this thing, boom, poof, and fortunately your compadre landed on the wyvern, significantly, breaking his fall as he slams into the ground and rolls off.
Good job not dying.
I'm going to say you are right there. And now we are back to Perviskero.
Oh, cool. So the wyvern is sort of on the ground, right?
Yep.
I'm
he's
gonna remove my spell real quick.
Okay.
Cool. And I'm not getting that close. Excuse me.
As a reminder, this is all flat land. There's no little ledges or anything like that to go up and down.
Now that he's on the ground, I'm going to attempt to web him to keep him there.
Is it a cube or is it a flat bit?
It is a cube.
So that. Oh, okay. I see how you did. Technically, Desmond's in it too since he's on the wyvern.
Wyvern succeeds in his dexterity saving throw. He rolled a 19.
Give me 1 second here. That's a good point. If the webs aren't anchored between two solid masses or laid across a floor wall or ceiling, the conjured web collapses on. Web's layered over a flat surface. It has a depth of 5 feet, so it'll just get the wyvern.
Well.
Sorry, I was just making sure Desmond's not in that,
Yep.
technically.
Yep,
He's on
okay.
top of it.
Okay. But the wyvern did make its saving throw
Uh,
of a 19.
Go ahead and reroll that for me. I'm going to use my second and final chronal shift.
That is a dexterity save, right?
I would like for it not to succeed.
And it did not. Yeah, I don't roll shit tonight. Okay.
All right, so what's the plan now?
Ragnar, you're up.
Where is it exactly? Can we even reach it, or is it on a different cliff?
It's flat. It's flat land. There's no cliffs here. Don't worry about those. It's just the spire. So it's right. It's just you can move to it. Is what I'm saying.
I don't think I have enough movement, but I can
You
start.
have 60 foot on a horse.
Oh, just ride it up
kill it.
there. Just ride it up, drops off, horse, get the hell out of here so it doesn't bite you.
Non-lethal damage.
Fine, I'll use the hammer. Because bludgeoning can count as non-lethal damage in this system.
All melee weapons can.
Yeah, so I'm gonna hit it with the big stick. My extra bonus.
Okay.
And then non-lethal. This is gonna hurt. Oh yeah, we don't have advantage if it's on the ground, do we, Sean?
Well, it's restrained.
You have advantage because you have restrained.
Ah, there we go. You said to just add the situation, minus it in the chat.
Or what?
It's a 13 hit.
It does hit.
Good. I can add it here. $18.
18. Nice. Okay. That it for you?
Oh yeah, that's it.
All right. Desmond,
I'm going to
pick yourself
crawl.
up off the ground.
I'm going to crawl up the length of its body, and
Okay,
try to get as near its
that-
head as I can.
To do that, you're going to have to get into webs if you want to crawl up its body because it's
Was-
mired in webs.
Isn't he on top of it? The web's 5 feet tall. It's like a 10 foot.
Well, I mean, I'm going
That's why I
to.
double checked that because last I knew it was all
Well-
the wyvern and the webs.
Well, my thought is that you landed on it, but I didn't necessarily think you stayed on it because when it hits and it rolls and does whatever and you fall off it. But if you want to say that you're trying to stay on it, then give me a athletics check to stay hold. A DC 14 athletics to have remained on hold of it. Oh, not quite.
Damn it.
We're not able
All
to
right.
hold on to it, so you are on the ground next to it while it is mired in webs.
Then I will try to run and jump onto it, so I
Okay?
stay above the web.
Okay. Go ahead and
Which
give
would be
me
my-
an athletics check. What is the... How tall are wyverns? Does this even say how the size they are?
They give
A
sizes
wyvern
in the
is-
definition.
I know
Go
they're
ahead.
large creatures. This is a large creature, so...
Athletic. It's horse size, vaguely.
Yeah.
Right.
So, absolutely. You manage to... You run and get a little running start, and then you launch yourself, even though you're, like, pummeled and winded from that fall and land and everything that's taken place on the way down. You manage to land on the back of this thing as it begins trying to buck and twist to get you off of it.
I'm going to yell at it in Draconic, which is
Okay.
one of the languages I speak. Surrender and we'll let your mate and nest survive.
Okay. Does not appear to respond.
I don't know
Milo.
if those things can talk.
Nilo. But it might understand whether they can talk or not.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, no, I know.
Abusgro said take it alive, right?
I don't remember if that's what he said, but yeah, but I don't remember if Pravisco said that out loud or not, but I know that,
I said
That's what-
non-lethal damage.
yes, that's what it was. Thank you.
Okay.
Don't worry about web, Nilo. Strength. Strength. Strength.
That's what I was gonna do.
Yeah.
All right.
I don't know why I rolled damage on it, but isn't this a saving throw or?
No, not to get out. Once it's in, it's a check.
No. The hex.
No, hex does not affect saving throws, but it does affect.
No, like the cast hex.
What? No, there's no saving throw. It just happens.
It just, for whatever reason, when you hit it, then whenever you hit a target, you get 1 dice
Yeah.
necrotic. I don't know why it.
No, to apply hex to a.
It is
creature.
not. No, it is not
Oh,
take a
okay.
saving throw.
All right. Okay.
It just happens.
Yes, I'm applying the hex against strength.
Okay.
Boop, 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 boop.
All right. Tarikas.
Yeah. Let's see. I'm going to hit it with a spell.
If you hit it with a spell and it kills it, you're next. Kidding. Kidding.
Okay. Go ahead.
I gotta unselect everybody.
Hmm. Okay. Wyvern
That's a lot of damage.
fails. Yeah, but yep, it did 22. As the wyvern screams and drops.
How many hit points do I have left?
Huh?
How many hit points did I have left?
Like 20?
Oh, well, I can cast a Spare the Dying.
He can.
Yeah, that's what you want to do.
We're trying to capture it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna cast Spare the Dying on it.
Okay.
I'll give it 1 hit point.
So it has 1 hit point left?
Spare the dying. That's not how stabilizing works. That's not how spare the dying works. It stabilizes at 0 hit points. It's not dying, is what it does. And then after 1d4 hours, it wakes up, but with 1 hit point.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm going to do so it doesn't.
Oh, but I have to go up to it to touch it. Okay, I go up to it and touch it.
Okay. All right, my children. As you manage to take out, you watch as the nest above begins to erupt into flames even further. A few minutes later, the nest is sort of begins to fall apart, and you watch as bits and pieces fall away. One of the last pieces to fall, you watch as a egg rolls and just splatters on the ground at the base of the spire.
Omelet?
How big is this egg?
Oh, it's gone.
No. How big is the egg? As
I don't know. They're, figure dinosaur eggs, right? So it's probably,
It was big.
a foot across or not quite a foot across or something like that. Or
A lot of tiny pieces now.
Yeah.
Got breakfast.
Would it be too heavy for me to attempt to catch?
Yes, because the flames are coming down, and then next thing you know, you guys see there's a splattered egg on the ground.
It wouldn't matter if you
Without
caught an
feather
egg
fall.
at that distance. It would just splatter on you.
You would just be covered in egg.
Yeah.
You would literally have
Yeah.
egg on your face.
All right.
All right, you got your wyvern. What are you gonna do with it? Desmond?
I don't know. I didn't intend on burning the nest up.
I didn't think I'd get this far.
Yeah,
If we don't want it, I'll hit it with a mace.
I feel like
So
I'm going to tie
Desmond,
the creature up.
I was gonna say, Desmond, you do know that wyverns, while they can be trained, etc., typically it's when they're very young. Adults are almost impossible to train or to do anything with.
I'm going to try, now that we're not in active danger anymore, I guess, I'm going to try to climb up to where the nest was at and see if any of the younglings survived up there.
Okay. Go ahead and give me I'm gonna say 20 DC 10 climb checks.
You're gonna find a big omelet up there. Don't
Ooh.
you?
1, 2, 3.
oh, hey, Desmond, wait. Shit, you're already up there. Catch. Can I get thrown the immovable rod?
6. Oh, hold on. You went one too far, man.
Yep, I know.
You went one too far. So I'm just going to say that you got the immovable rod and that using the immovable rod, you managed to get all the way to the top.
Okay.
You see that there appears to be nothing left of the nest. However, caught in the niche and the crevices and whatnot, you see what appears to be the remains of an armored skeleton.
Well, I will clear away what's on the armored skeleton and see what we have here.
So, first of all, you notice that the chain is distinctly elfin in material and make.
Ooh.
At its side is a quiver, the remains of 10 arrows inside, 3 of which appear to be unfazed or unharmed by the fire. The other 7 have been destroyed by the fire. And you find a mix of a half a dozen gems sort of mixed in and around the burnt rubbish, sort of blackened and sooty, but otherwise unharmed by the fire.
All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to gather up the skeleton, sans armor,
Okay.
and with any other rubble here, I'm going to make a small, basically burial for the skeleton.
Okay.
I know it's not going to be anything fancy or anything particularly secure. I'm going to bundle up the skeleton, the armor, the arrows, and the gems.
Okay.
And a little disappointedly climb back down.
Okay.
Hey, does that stinger like? Hey, Desmond, are these things poisonous or venomous or whatever the word is?
Yes, they are.
Oh, do we want to get some of that?
I don't know how to
Actually-
harvest it, I don't think.
While we're on this topic, I do believe the blood of a wyvern is extremely valuable.
Is it?
I've seen it at high prices in shops before. I don't know what it's used for, but I know it's highly valuable.
Do you have any way of storing it?
Hold
Like a
on.
jar.
How many times have we used health potions? And did we keep those vials?
I don't necessarily know that we've counted that, so.
Does anyone have an empty bottle? Oh wait, hold on. I have. Hold on. Going through my stuff. It's in here somewhere. Okay, so I know that like it's not made for the purpose, but I do have a water skin, and we could just, it's empty at this point. I could store venom in there, I guess.
We can fill the bag of holding with it.
I guess we thought we have the bear hide. I don't know.
I don't recommend that. No.
Yeah, I don't think that's a good idea.
You know what? Should
Yeah, I don't have
What's
any
hilarious?
bottles.
What's hilarious is I know personally how valuable this is. But she does not. So she's looking at one of the health potions and she's weighing it, and she says, "Put the health potion back." No, potion's worth more.
Oh no, I got a better idea. Hold on. I'm gonna put my healing potion inside a water skin. Just gonna pour it in there. I'm gonna cork that. All right, now I've got
Okay.
the water skin of healing, and
Okay.
and now I've got the vial here.
Okay.
I'm gonna do the same. I'm gonna do
Okay.
the same.
Oh, hold on. There's room in the water skin. Hold on. Just pour it in here.
Now
Okay, so we got
now
two.
we have two.
We got 2 doses of healing of a potion of healing in one water skin.
Yeah, if you're not feeling well, you just sip from the water skin. You'll feel better. Hydrate, But anyway. All right, so now we've got 2 vials. Do we want to try to get some venom out of this thing?
Venom or blood?
I mean, you can do the blood. I'll do the venom. I mean,
Okay, well,
actually,
one of each.
hey, Desmond,
Yes.
do you know how to milk a wyvern?
Give me a
I'm not
nature
sure that
check.
ever came up in Ranger School.
Not milk, but
Like milking a bull. Come on, you can do it.
I say, I don't
Not-
believe a wyvern has teats.
I'm not talking
Maestro.
about for the purposes of milk. I'm talking about like you milk a snake. You get the
So,
venom.
Desmond, you are very familiar with the various techniques of draining poison from things like snakes and spiders and creatures such as wyverns that have poison tails, etc. So, yes, you are definitely familiar enough to extract a dose of poison from the stinger of the wyvern.
Okay. I will extract that also and pass everything back to the group. The elven chainmail is technically
So I'm
heavy
assuming
armor,
then
I
that
don't
we
wear
killed
that.
the wyvern to get the blood. Is that what we did?
I don't know that we're.
Well,
No.
the
That's a discussion
vial.
that hasn't happened yet.
The vial that I have does not have near enough capacity to drain the wyvern of enough
Well, I
blood to
knew
kill
that.
it.
I knew that, but I didn't know if you guys were gonna like actually
Get
kill
another
it.
dose of poison venom stuff. So we
I'm
don't-
gonna say that there's only 1 dose available in the stinger.
Even if we give it like a couple hours to recharge.
Okay, then I would say it takes a while for it, or it takes a little bit for it to.
I will
Fulfill.
take the dose of wyvern blood.
Oh, you are taking blood?
Yeah.
Okay. So
Okay.
1 dose of venom and 1 dose of blood?
Okay.
Yep.
Unless we have more vials somewhere. Going
Hidden
one,
away, I don't think so.
going twice. Sold.
I usually carry them, but I don't have them on this character.
All right.
All right. So as Desmond comes down, you see that he is bringing with him. It took about an hour to get all of this done, by the way. As he comes down, you see that he is carrying a thin suit of metal armor, a set of arrows, 3 of them. And he also, I'm assuming, unless he doesn't tell you, he also has 6 gems.
Ooh.
I will give them everything,
Okay.
particularly since the chainmail is. Last I checked, elven chainmail still counts as heavy armor.
Yes, as you look, it is elfin chain. You immediately recognize that it is elfin chain.
Do I need to
So-
identify that to understand its magical properties, or do we just kind of know it because it's famous?
You know what it looks like because it's famous, but you maybe not know all its properties.
I'd like to spend a minute with that if it's magical.
Okay. So you're identifying?
Yes.
Okay. All right, so now you know the properties of Elfin Chain.
Yes. All right. So this is so light that it basically, even if you're not usually good with armor, this is like nothing. You know, like I could throw this on some old wizard and he can still cast his spells just fine. It's about as good as my armor in terms of construction, but it's quieter. Does anyone need a better armor? It's AC 14 plus up to 2 decks.
Hmm.
Wait,
Because
if it's heavy armor, you don't get the dex bonus.
no, it's not heavy armor. It's medium armor. It's chain shirt.
I thought it was full chainmail.
The Elven chain in the Dungeon Master's Guide is medium armor. If it's actually chainmail, then that's a different thing. I don't know.
I would like it if no one wants it.
The Tarikas doesn't actually have anything magical.
No, I do not.
I mean, I could steal it from Tarikas, but I don't mind him having it if he wants it. I don't know if it's better than my full plate or my half plate.
No, it's not.
Yeah, no, it's worse than half plate. It's effectively the same as scale mail, except you don't have disadvantage on stealth checks.
Stealth,
checks,
right?
yeah.
And I do right now, so
Yeah,
that's what I want to
same.
trade it out.
Yeah, you and me both. So what's your AC?
Mine?
Yeah.
Is 18.
Okay, with the shield.
I
Is that-
guess so. Yeah.
Okay, then yeah, you can have it. It's the same for both of us. You should have it.
Levisco, give me a perception check.
Sure. I don't have a high modifier for this. 6.
What's your passive perception?
My passive perception is 11, and my owls is 18.
So
That's why I keep them around. Eagle.
Yep. So your eagle, through your eagle, you sense almost as if you're being watched.
Mhm.
And then a minute later, you hear this sort of like a hummingbird flapping, but not quite a hummingbird sound.
Okay.
It's coming from somewhere above. You can't quite tell where, but because it's echoing off the walls around you and the sun sort of blots you. But
That's weird.
have your eagle give me a perception check.
This is why we bring friends. Going on.
Can mine also roll?
Sure,
Since
absolutely.
yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Also, is the wyvern that we captured alive or dead right now? Just
It is
order.
alive with 1 hit
Okay.
point, but I'm still keeping him unconscious for a little while.
Okay.
So Nilo, as you're sort of sitting there doing your thing, your owl notices this sound as well, and Pavisco, suddenly your eagle says there, and you kind of look up and you see what appears to be this something maybe the size of a softball.
Huh.
Has 2 little clawed feet and these 2 little metal wings. It comes by and a chill runs down your spine.
Oh shit.
Okay.
Okay.
Because you recognize the craftsmanship of this little clockwork creature that's flying towards you
Mhm.
as one of the masters from the Watchers, or the whispered ones, or the silent ones. Sorry, from the silent ones.
Yes.
And it flies by, and you could see in its clawed feet, it has this tiny scroll of paper sort of tied with a string. As it flies by, it just sort of sits about 15 feet above you, as if it's looking at you, even it has no face. I almost liken it to a larger size of the Quidditch balls from Harry Potter.
Mhm.
And all of a sudden, you see it's got some kind of a message attached to the string. And it flies and it drops, and then it just poof disappears, almost as if like it was never there. It's little like you hear this little as the space sort of collapses in where it once was, and it's gone. But this little tiny scroll that's probably about a 1/4 inch thick and maybe a 1/2 inch long. It lands at your feet and it has this itty bitty thin string tying it, as if a fairy or a super tiny person sort of tied it together.
All right. Who's excited for really bad news? Let's see. I'm gonna pick that up.
Okay. You pick it up, and as soon as you touch it, it immediately becomes a full-size parchment.
Ah, yes. Right. Always detect magic before accepting gifts from wizards, indoor letters. But I haven't. I've already broken the rules, so let's go. I'm gonna open it up.
Okay. As you open the scroll, you can see just a simple phrase: "Find the book."
Find the book.
Find the book.
Look,
And-
look. I'm looking at the paper, and I'm gonna say it just out loud. Look, the name Silent Ones is meant to be like the spellcasting thing, not like you can use
Yes.
words.
Yes. You recognize the clockwork creature from one of the higher. He wasn't like the magistrate or whatever, or the head wizard, whatever you want to call him. But he was very well known and powerful. His name was Exorcy Abrams.
Okay.
And so Exorcy Abrams was one of your teachers. You were under the tutelage. You know that he specialized in collecting ancient texts and ancient guides and spells and anything that had to do with demonology.
Yep.
So anyway, somehow, some way they know where you were.
What book he's referencing? Yeah. Do I get an idea of to what book he's referencing?
Give me a history check, please.
Yeah.
If he shared this information with the rest of me, I could attempt to give him advantage on it with my own knowledge.
Can I, instead of that, can I make a, if this is magic related and assuming
Arcana.
that I was gonna say, can I make an Arcana?
Sure.
Instead? Okay, cool.
Yeah, Arcana would be fine.
Natural 20.
So you remember as the stories of Igwilv, that she had a book and a tome that the Whispered Ones used to talk about called the Demonomicon.
Yes.
And it was an ancient text that allegedly has a whole bunch of bad stuff in it. But the worst part about it is they know that where you are and where you're going.
Yeah. I clocked that immediately. I'm just gonna cast a quick detect magic to see if I can sense the presence of any scrying orbs or anything like that.
Right. I'm gonna post something to the Discord, just so that you guys are aware. Under the Parentland notes, I'm gonna post a link. This is not necessarily the exact details in my game, but this is essentially, about it because you've learned about it.
Oh boy. So, does the detect magic reveal the presence of any scrying orbs or other magical effects?
No.
Other ones. Okay, cool. No. If any of you happens to find a book that probably, whispers something or says demonomic, or a demon-based book, right? It's probably best that you don't tell me, because if I don't know, then I have plausible deniability. Just putting it out there.
Would we just burn it if we find it?
I mean, I don't know. It's that simple. This is like this is probably like the fire will die before the book does situation.
Should we just chuck it into a hole?
I mean, it's probably if you put they'll probably know where the hole is if they have me. So there's it's an issue. I'm going to need to get.
Right.
I'm going to need. I'm going. Look, I'm going to need to look into some anti-scrying measures, and then everything will be fine.
Should we do if we do find it?
Don't let anyone who says they're my friend take it.
So Nilo's not allowed to have it.
I mean, yeah.
What was it even for? That
I mean-
little flying thing.
All right. So, long story short, right? My mentors have a philosophy of magic, right? It involves a lot of not doing things, basically, and just collecting like things for themselves, right? Just getting more powerful and all that sort of shit, right? That's the basic rundown of it. I wanted to actually do something with my magic, but I wasn't really allowed to leave, so I did it anyway, and that's why I came to Perrin. I'm from where I'm from, and
Eoland.
yeah, I know.
Gotcha.
I'm just talking to Fabrisco.
Gotcha.
Yep. He's like, so they don't like that, and it could have been very bad for me if they decided to do something about that. But I didn't have like all of the secrets and all that sort of stuff, so I guess they just kind of like put it on their to-do list. And it turns out they're watching and they know where I am and what I'm doing. So great. There's that. So anything like particularly powerful that we might find, like artifact level rarity, and like that one totem we destroyed and shit like that, they might try to call dibs on, and that could not be great.
After all, you are a whispered one, and whatever is yours is theirs.
Yes,
I'm guessing that
it's technically.
Yes. Why didn't they do anything when you found the totem?
They probably didn't care about that specifically because that might be like relevant to. I don't know.
Or the totem is what puts him on their radar.
Yeah, possibly.
Inspiration to Nilo. Nilo, you now have another inspiration.
Yay!
But yeah, so like I said, anything very, very powerful that we come across, they might desire. And
add one more item to the list of things that the destroying that totem has caused trouble for now.
Yes. Anyway, so like I'm saying, it's just generally bad news. Like they're not evil, going to destroy or take over the world or anything like that, as far as I'm aware. But it's one of those situations where it's just like they might want some very nasty things in their possession rather than someone else's.
Well, it sounds like they're a good place to lock up nasty things we find.
I mean, that's one way of looking at it. Yes. I would just rather, like break the thing, Like if it, like for example, if you could use it to summon like Orcus, the god of undeath or whatever, right? Then yeah, I think it should just be broken. They would probably put it in a vault somewhere, and then yeah.
So the Whisperers are the SCP Foundation, and Pavisco is the beginning of the Global Occult Coalition.
The silent ones. Silent. Not whisper. Silent. But yeah, they do some shady shit. Any questions?
None, but I got a hunch that we just became their gophers out in the Parentlands.
Oh yeah, they're probably going to be watching us. That is a thing they can do. So probably me specifically. So like, if you want a private moment, you should probably just just walk outside whatever dome I'm in or whatever. And I need to get working on some anti-scrying stuff. Yay! So that's fun time. Let's should we is it time to make camp?
Away from here, we don't want to be here when this thing wakes up.
Are we leaving it alive?
No. Oh, we are. I have it tied up right now.
Okay,
I'm
so
waiting for it to wake up.
I'm gonna hit it on the tail with the mace.
wait. Don't do that. You said you wanted it alive?
Yes.
Okay. What are we doing with it when it's alive?
I'm going to talk to it.
Okay. But I'm going to make a dome. Let me know if you need me.
It is only noon, just so we're aware.
Yeah, I'm just gonna make a dome because we're staying here for a bit,
Okay.
and I want to sit in something comfortable that's air conditioned.
Okay.
And I'll go ahead and hit it on the head with a mace.
Okay. Roll away to hit with advantage.
So why are we hitting on the head when we're trying to talk to it
Go ahead
when it wakes
and-
up?
Go ahead and roll your damage. Hey, Jay, thanks, man. Appreciate that. As you whack it in the head, you hear this crunching sound as its skull is collapsed on the one side and it remains limp on the ground.
Oh, is that a lot of experience?
No.
Oh, I was going to bring it back to life and keep hitting it. Nah, we're good.
Yeah.
There, no more problem to worry about taking care of it.
As you guys watch, as Tarikas goes up and slams his hammer or his mace on top of the thing's head, you hear this sickening crunch as the side of its head kind of caves in slightly, and it remains limp on the ground. It wasn't moving before, but it's not moving now, so you're not sure if it was already dead or if he just finished it off. A second later, you watch as the tongue kind of loosens and rolls out the corner of its mouth.
There was no need to end it.
It would probably come and chase us. You know, mothers, they don't act normal when their babies are involved.
Desmond.
So, were you like intentionally ignoring Desmond, or are you just deaf?
I'll walk about 15 steps away.
Okay?
Just gonna gather my thoughts.
Okay. Tarikas, give me a perception check, please.
I did ask you the question, Tarikas.
Oh, what were you asking?
So, were you like intentionally ignoring Desmond, or are you just deaf?
Ignoring who? You?
No, Desmond, our companion.
Oh, did he say something?
Yes, he did say he wanted this thing alive.
Oh, I thought you said y'all wanted it dead. We weren't going to do nothing
No.
with it, so I was just going to kill it.
We all. Oh,
We all very clearly said we wanted it alive.
Oh, well, we got time. I cast Spare the Dying.
It's not.
I did not hear you. Sorry.
Does that work?
I want to see.
Mechanically, yes.
It depends on if the DM runs monsters as immediately dead, or if it runs them as like dying.
No, so the creature has to be at 0 hit points.
Right.
It has to. Yeah. It, essentially, did his damage roll exceed his constitution?
Oh, no.
Or not constitution. Go double health.
Okay.
No, not even close. Yeah. Well, I mean, actually, I take it back. It only had 1 hit point. So he did 7 damage. So in that case, no. If you're talking about its max health or its current health, right?
It's up to you, DM, because most of the time when an NPC goes to, or a monster goes to 0, they just die.
Yep.
Spare the Dying works on a creature that's dying, like a player that's making death saves.
Yeah. Yeah.
So if the thing gets death saves, then yeah, it works. If it's still making death saves.
Yeah, in that case, then it would have never survived the first time. Because it died the first time.
Yeah,
right?
it's up to you.
And I allowed it to spare the dying, so
got it.
I'm gonna say
that's why
that.
I'm asking you.
Yeah, I'm gonna say this time no.
Okay.
that functionally stabilized, but some death saves failed, and this finished it off.
Got it.
Oh, so I killed it with the necro hit.
Yes. Weird. So, all right. So that being said, he is unable to spare the creature or bring it back, as Perviskro puts up a tent or a hut for you guys to spend the rest of the day in.
I mean, we don't need it anymore.
I can easily see Pirate's guy. Done. Crunch.
I got like 3 seconds into the spell before the head was caved in. So like, we
Oh,
can
so
just-
in other
we can
words,
just
you were
go.
in the middle of casting the spell, so then you just lose the spell.
Well, it's a ritual spell,
Oh,
so I
gotcha.
don't.
Okay, gotcha. Easy enough. Okay, so again, you guys find yourselves here in this box canyon where there appears to be no other exits leaving this
Well, I
area.
guess we're going back the long way out.
Yep.
So you guys get right about back to here, where you see the carcasses of bears beginning to fester and draw flies. However, there is a nice bear cave over here where the bears came out of, as the sun begins to set over the western mountain range.
You guys want cave, dome, or both?
Both. Both is good. Why not both?
Okay, let's look in the cave, see if there's anything there.
Yeah, we can go to the cave.
So inside, it smells like a bear cave, as you
Ugh.
see that there is feces and mud and whatnot where the bears were. However, there appears to be several skeletal remains over in the corner where obviously other explorers or other passersby were not as proficient at dealing with the bears as your group is.
The smell must be unbearable.
Nice.
All right. Tavukas, I need your mace. I'm gonna give you the wyvern treatment.
What did we, apart from the elven chain, what did we loot from the wyvern, so I can write that down?
6
gems.
6 gems of 100 gold pieces each.
Okay.
And 3 special arrows.
Yes, and 3 arrows that you detected as magic when you cast your detect magic.
I will identify them this night and give them to
Okay.
our resident archer.
They are +2 arrows.
Ooh.
And elven chain. That was everything from the wyverns. And you
Yes.
said there was some stuff in here.
Yeah, there appears to be a sort of a place where all the bones have been pushed up and out of the way or whatever. These bears apparently trying to keep their nest tidy.
Let's look at all these dead corpses and see if there's any good loot in here.
Most of the remains are eaten or torn off or whatever. There are missing limbs, etc. Heads, skulls missing from the bodies, yada yada. They all have either normal clothing or leather armor. However, sticking out of the leather armor on one of them, you see a piece of parchment.
Interesting. I want to take a look at that.
As you pull it out, you're sort of like, oh, well, that's interesting. It is almost, not quite, but almost a duplicate of the map that you have, only this one has some writing on it.
Okay. What does it say?
Oh, you want to know what it says? My bad. It says this. The horn of Igwilv pierces the heart. Look over your shoulder before you start. How many sorrow. Foolish men because they didn't turn back then. And I'm showing that in chat or showing that in the game stream if anybody's looking. Oh, and I just posted it. I posted it to chat in the game chat as well.
Oh, that's cool. How you can just do that. Does the map itself have any markings or no?
No, it looks almost exactly identical. Probably a little off. It looks a little more freehand drawn as opposed to a little more artsy fartsy cartography drawn that you guys have.
Neat.
But give me an investigation, somebody.
Oh, I'd love to.
I will assist that.
I don't know why it just rolled that flat without. I just clicked the d20 to add it to the thing, but that's
So you actually recognize Pravisco. It's interesting the way that the words were written. You thought at first it was ink, but it's not your normal ink. It looks like one of those types of inks that when you heat it up, it becomes visible. You've seen this technique used in various writings and scrawls and stuff like that. You've seen where people want to put stuff on documents or whatever that they don't like, secret documents that they don't want people to read, and only those that know the trick know how to get to the verbiage. And in this case, you recognize it as something like that. Some chemical reaction caused it to be displayed, typically with heat or some chemical compound.
I'll cast prestidigitation to warm the page to a safe temperature.
Oh, nothing different happens. You can see it on here, right? It's already on this particular map.
Got it. Okay, so I'm going to take the other map that we got.
Okay.
And try it on that and see what happens.
So as you do, sure enough, this same words become visible on this copy of the map as well.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Ragnar. Spartan.
Yes.
We got this map from his aunt, right?
Yeah, my aunt.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Did she tell you where she got this map from?
I recall that she mentioned that it came. They found it in like the old family treasury, or it was like a. Sean, wasn't it like a hidden?
Yeah, your grandfather had some old documents and stuff that were stashed away, and they found it in some of his old stuff.
Okay, so here's the deal, Ragnar. This corpse here, you can see the corpse. The scroll that Pravisco just pulled from it had a special ink. Turns out it has the exact same poem on the map your aunt had that this dead dude has.
If I had
Exact
to
same
guess,
spot.
Probably there's multiple copies of it. My family just has one of them.
Multiple copies of the same map with the same poem in the same place with the same ink?
Probably.
It's not exactly the same. I want to say it's not exactly the same. You could tell the handwriting is different. The map itself is a little different. For all intents and purposes, all the major points are there, right? Maybe distances are a little different. Yeah, definitely a different hand made whatever map you guys have, as opposed to the one that this guy has is more of a chicken scratch scrawl, hand drawn. Think of it as if you found something and you made a quick sketch of it, right? Something like that.
Most likely they based it on something else and they made copies themselves.
Okay. As the sun sets and you guys move into your night routine, anything else we want to discuss? You guys can keep the discussion going. I'm just letting you know that the time is sort of passing. The sun is set. Little campfire going here. Pravisco's hut. Put inside the cave bear cave.
I'm staying on the opposite side of the dome from Tarikas.
Okay.
Who knows, if we fall asleep, you might not hear us and decide to finish us off.
Hey, you're not wrong.
tension in the party.
Put an alarm spell around Tarika's tent just in case.
That would be good.
I have a better idea. Hey, Tarikas.
Yes.
Hey, Tarikas. Could you check on the horses outside real quick?
Yes.
Okay.
As he leaves, someone goes, okay, who is really good at imitating a wyvern call?
I recast the tiny hut. Tarikas isn't allowed inside.
You cast what? Alarm?
I'm recasting tiny hut.
Oh. I like it. Okay.
Rick's got sent to the doghouse.
All right. So Tarikas goes out and checks on the horses, and when he comes back in, you find that you cannot get inside the little tiny hut that Praviskro cast.
Can I see them?
Nope.
No, you cannot. It's like you're on the outside of an igloo looking in.
Okay. Well, I'll sleep outside.
Sorry, Tarikas. I think the spell malfunctioned. I'm just gonna have to wait till next time.
Well, okay.
See you in the morning.
Very well.
As everybody gathers at the cave. Except Tarikas. Tarikas is out here on his own.
Rick's is in the cave. It's big enough.
Let's roll a random encounter just because we can.
Don't worry, Tarikas. If there is something that comes up on you while you are sleeping, the alarm will go off and you will know when it is within 20 feet of you.
I'll be fine.
I'm sure you will.
All right. The
The
night
strongest
passes.
guy in the party. I'll be okay.
The night passes without incident. As you guys wake up to the sound of thunder, and you hear as the wind sort of howls through the canyon that you guys are currently walking through, and the rains begin to fall. It is now the 20th day of Wheel Sun, as you guys find yourself back in the Yattles, moving your way. Toward the end of the day, you once again arrive at the region where the eagles have their nests. You don't see them today, although you can still see the nests from your vantage point as you continue to work your way along the trail. I need 3 perception checks for the day, please. Yeah, make sure everybody gets a long rest from last night, by the way.
Okay.
Perception 1.
Okay.
Dose.
Okay.
Trace.
Okay. As stated before, the only thing of note that you spied on your way this entire day was the nests of the eagles. Toward the end of the day, however, although you're not sure if it's the same ones, you do see a large bird flying up high as the rains continue for the majority of the day, but they taper off as night begins to fall, as the sun begins to make its way down the mountains. You can see, you think, in the shadowy twilight, a bird sort of flying back in the direction you guys came from.
I just want it to be known that every time I see an eagle, I wave.
Okay.
That's all.
Okay. Tomorrow, if you guys, again, excuse me, if you have not taken a long rest, make sure you give yourself one. Midday the next day, which is now the 21st day of Wheel Sun. You guys awake to the rains gone, the clouds smattering, the temperature already warming up as the sauna that gets created from the previous rains with today's heat begins to sort of suck the life out of you even early in the day. And by midday, you reach the fork in the trail. To the north, is the mountain or the stone giants. And to the south is the direction that you guys were heading. So are we back to the stone giants or back the way we came to try another trail?
You think another trail?
I think we need to go south.
Yeah, because you guys came here to this intersection and you went north to the giants. Now you're coming back, so you'd end up having to go south. If you go north, you would go back the way you came. So when you get to this Y intersection over here, you'll end up having to go south to see where we're going from there.
So how about we go to point 3 and then point 2 and then point 1? All right.
Sounds good to me.
Sounds like a plan? Okay. As you guys make it to the Y intersection as the sun goes down, give me our 3 perception checks, please.
On their way. 1, 2.
Nilo, I think I dropped the ruby.
3.
Could you help me find it real quick?
Oh, yeah, sure.
All right.
All right.
Very important.
Oh,
there it is. Thank you.
Give me darn it. Hang on a second. I apologize. I have to go look up something really quick. Won't take too long. Just because once again, your humble DM is a knucklehead. Where is my Oh, there it is. All right. I need everybody to give me a stealth check, please.
Ooh.
I would like to mention, by the way, Tarikas, you would have had enough time to attune to that armor by now, so you no longer take him at disadvantage.
Yes, I realize it. Thank you.
Okay.
Here we go.
Okay. All right, so let's see. 26. Perviscro rolled a 5.
Yep.
Nilo got a 7. Tarikas got a 17. All right. As you guys are moving along, Desmond's sharp eyes detect a large band of humanoid creatures camped just ahead off the trail. And you can recognize them even in the twilight as a rather large contingent of gnolls. When I say a large contingent, I mean a pretty large contingent of, say, 24 or more.
Oh boy.
And that is where we're going to end tonight's session.
We could take him. We're going to have to take him.
Like
or
it.
move 60 a turn.
I have not yet finished.
120.
I've not yet finished my project. I am going to have a harder time with this, but we okay, we'll be fine.
That is where we're going to end tonight's session. I appreciate everybody hanging out with us. Do apologize on the stream. DM 5 out there told me that I was a little bit weak on my vocals, probably because I was talking back or turned away or something like that. I do have to make a concerted effort to kind of talk down to the mic just to make sure that I can be heard. I also boosted my mic a little bit. I hope it got a little better as the stream went on. But as I said, I do apologize for that happening. So that being said, let's pop over to our after party for those that want to hang out for a little bit. Typically, we usually finish like 11:30ish, but I figured this is a great stopping point as we, especially with the major encounter potentially happening like this, right? And so I want to give the party time to stew on this over the next week or so. So as a reminder, we do stream this coming Monday, our first edition stream. I don't know if Jay is still in this stream, but he was like, great, have fun with Igwilf's The Caverns of Judge Camp. So he was giving his blessing to you guys, telling you, hey, good on ya. I agree. DM22 that if anytime you hear the name Igwil, what could go wrong? And he did say, I wish you wouldn't have put that secret out because you can go to Hamlet and get this map that these guys got made for whatever. So yeah, I know this is one of your top ones, Jay, but I was going to tell everybody come check out our first edition stream because they're in your other favorite, Barrier Peaks. So they just started exploring they got out of the Castle Amber and now they went right into Barrier Peaks.
We have an alien gun.
They yep, and Perviscro's character found the blaster pistol, so I thought that was kind of funny.
Oh.
I'm not Perviscro. Tarika Monkey's character in that game found a blaster pistol. So if you got a bail, I appreciate you guys hanging out. I'm going to be here just for a couple more minutes, kind of doing some wrap-up stuff.
I'll chill around a little bit. Yeah, sure.
All right. As I said, I appreciate everybody kind of hanging out tonight. It was fun. After being back from Hawaii, we were off literally 24 days, man. So we've been out a while, so I appreciate the love you guys showed us tonight. I appreciate the love you guys showed our players. And so, yeah, man, hopefully you guys will catch us back on Monday now that we're trying to get back into a regular schedule. I do know that the week of the 8th to the 13th, I don't know how that affects our stream. Let me see. This is July, I mean. So July 8th, which is a Saturday through that Thursday. So it'll only really affect the Monday game. So July 10th, I won't be here. We're going up to see the grandkids. So it is what it is. Got to do what I got to do. Wife's making me go. It's not that I wanted to go, but I can't.
It's grandkids. Of course you wanted to go.
I know. But yeah, man. So eventually, when I get around to it, I'm going to be putting up some pictures of our Hawaii trip, man. It was awesome. And as I said, if you do go to Hawaii, particularly Oahu, and you want to go hike Diamond Head, just make sure you're not old, fat, and out of shape. Just want to put it out there. But I did do it. So, and I'm old, fat, and out of shape, but I wasn't for sure I was going to. I was thinking about just staying up there. So, you know what? Fuck it. I'm not walking back down. It's just, I wore a bright orange t-shirt, and nobody believes me, but I said I wore a bright orange t-shirt because if I pass out, I want that helicopter to see exactly where the fat dude is that went down, and they could see me from the air because I had a bright orange t-shirt on. So, and if you think I'm lying, I'll show you the pictures. But it was fun, man. We had a great time. 10 days in Oahu. Man, I just, I had been to Hawaii, but the last time I went was like 96. Yeah, it was 96. I was on that ship from 96 to 98. So that the one cruise I did that we went to Hawaii there and back. Yeah, but didn't get to see anything except the bars in the boat. So that wasn't as fun as this time where I actually had time to go explore and investigate and stuff like that. So it was really good. So anyway, I appreciate you guys hanging out with us. We're gonna figure out who we want to. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to raid right from my Stream Deck because my Stream Deck's being a bitch. It doesn't want to tell me who's out there streaming, so I'm just gonna go over here and I'll find it out myself. So let's go here. Let's go and see who's out there streaming. So we got Madge RPG. She's okay. Swell Initiative. Lollygaggers. They're pretty fun. Phoenix.
Have yourself a good night, guys.
All right, brother.
Have to bug out
Good
now.
night.
Take care, y'all. Have fun.
We will
Later.
see you.
Thanks for watching, y'all.
Yep. Let's see who we want to go and check out. So, what are these guys doing? Ooh, Land of Black Ice. Interesting. Acres and Crafting for Cave Geek Art. Ice Cream Sandwich. Don't know. I'm trying to see. Nope. Nope. Man, this is tough. There's a lot of good folks out there, so nope. Maybe we'll just pop over there. Oh, she's running something in the Underdark or some game or something like that. Not really sure, but we can pop over to. I'm just trying to check out who everything is. Oh, they are on break. Great. So who knows, man? They're actually doing Cyberpunk. Interesting. So anyway, we'll give us a couple minutes to kind of figure out who we want to go. But like I said, for everybody that's hung out with us, man, it's been fun. We will be here Monday, as I said, with our first edition game. We are back on this stream. Our next one will be on the 7th of July, the day before I leave. Great, that Friday before I leave. So hopefully you guys will be able to make it. Anyway, what do you got going on, Jake? Anything? Jake from State Farm. Oh, he did bail.
What's
He did
that?
bail. It's just you and me, Monkey. Everybody else
Yeah,
bailed.
no.
Everybody else
bailed?
bailed. Yeah, well, you know.
Yeah, they all bail all the time. It's
Oh,
only
man.
us.
All right, so what I'm going to do then, I am just going to go ahead and go over to, I don't know how you pronounce her name. Was it Scrixlet64? Interesting. I've seen her stream a couple times. This time she's over there doing a game of some kind, but let's just bounce over there and why not, man? Get a little exposure. If you haven't followed her or watched her and stuff, I'm not 100% sure if she's all D&D or any D&D, but she's doing video game right now. So we'll pop over there and check it out just because I haven't been over there in a long time. And it's obviously a popular stream. So if you're just coming in, do apologize that we're just now getting off stream. Like I said, normally we try to go to about 11:30. Tonight's a little earlier just because of the fact that where the party landed. If they get an annoying counter with these gnolls and stuff, I didn't want to have to run a big long combat and then we'd be here till like 2 in the morning, especially with this group. The way this group pays attention and rolls, man. So we're going to bounce out of here. I'm going to go ahead and shift over to our stream ending. And let's raid. If I can spell her name right.
Everybody have a good night. And thanks for watching.
All right, brother. We will see you next time. So let me see.
Flip side.
If I go raid Scrix, and let's see if that happens. And like I said, get over there, give her a follow, give her a like at least, just to help boost the numbers and stuff like that. Show her a little love, and we will see you guys on Monday. And just remember, in a world that you could be anything you want, all we ask is that you be kind. Let's see how many people we can get to go tonight. Usually we do pretty good. Usually we get most of the folks that are in the stream are going, so looks like we got most of us. So again, we're going over the Scrixlet64. If you guys haven't checked her out, check her out now. We're out. We'll see you.
Tiếng